Boom! What's going on, go-getters? In this week's episode, we talk to the neighborhood hero, Dame Saxon.
Coach Dame is a veteran on the Go-Getters podcast. He's also a legendary coach in this area, very highly respected, and he's running for county council, which is crazy.
Yeah, guys, make sure to tap into this pod, watch it all the way through. Dame spits a lot of health, wealth, and abundance for all you guys listening at home. This podcast was amazing. We hope you enjoy.
Hey, we hit 700 subs.
Let's
Keep
go
going.
All right. To 8.
Peace. Oh, shit.
That's Dan.
Boom. Coach Dame is back.
Back in the building.
He's back.
Coach Dame, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing great, yo. Thank y'all for having me.
Absolutely, man. We're excited to have you back on. We were just talking a little bit before the camera started rolling. You were our second guest ever, episode 3. So here we are. This will be episode 49 when this airs. It's crazy how far things have came. So we're interested to talk to you about how your life has been changed, and we know you got a couple big announcements you want to make today. So I guess we could just hop right into that. Why don't you tell the people why I guess you reached back out to us to come back on the show today? Because I was very interested when I heard your reasoning behind wanting to do this.
All right, for one, it was because I see y'all platform growing, getting bigger and better.
700 subs. Shout out every 700 one of you guys, too.
And subscribe more.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, this drink hard, and I appreciate what y'all was doing.
Thank you.
And then I got into the politic game. I started running for Luzerne County Council.
Yeah.
And I was like, what better way to, like, get out there and really promote myself than to go back to a younger generation, because y'all my young generation. I'm sorry, yo, but I like go to y'all podcast and then talk about it, because I really want to get people in your age demographic to go vote.
Yeah,
like that's more of that's my lane. I think that's my group of people that I want to encourage, and I think they support me the most, like the 18 to like 40. So I know y'all got a lot of listeners, a lot of young listeners. I want to encourage them to get out and vote. Vote locally, though. Like, I'm not even talking about, like, presidents or anything big.
Yeah.
That's over our pay grade. I'm saying you got to get into the local politics and the people that's really running your city and county, and then we can start making a change. You guys know me. I used to think that, like, politicians was all, like, rich people.
Yeah.
No. They like average people like you and me. They just wanted to make a difference for their community. Well, everybody got their own reasons. But for me, I'm just a regular guy. I want to see, like, the community get better. I think I could help a lot of kids.
Yeah.
I know a lot of kids. I want to get their parents to vote. And then once we get into office, we want to like create more changes for our community and for this county. Yeah. For me, specifically this city. But
what made you decide to run for the county? Because this is honestly a new, I haven't heard of this position until you had, I mean, I'm not in the loop politically really at all. So you saying all these things, like, that's kind of me. I'm like that person who, like, kind of just stays out the way. I'm not really involved. So until you mentioned the county council thing to me, I didn't even know that position existed.
All right, me either.
How'd you find out about it, and what made you think, like, all right, maybe this could be an avenue for me, or, like, why not locally, like you were saying? Because there's a city council, I'd imagine. I guess that's a smaller scale, but.
All right, so long story short, I got down with the NAACP. It's a guy named Darryl Lewis. Like, I got to give him all the credit. He be putting me in position to meet a lot of people. He put me in position to meet Senator Casey, our senator, our state representative Eddie Day. Like we wouldn't even know it. He be
Pashinsky, right?
Yes, he our state rep.
Really,
he a real good dude, man, into music, like really down to earth.
Yeah,
I had the pleasure of meeting him. I just kind of told them my story, told them what we had going on with the Wolverines. They liked it. I guess after that day, the county council we have now, I'm like you. I have no idea what's going on in politics. I never wanted to be in politics. I thought it was a ripoff. But I found out that it's because we don't know. We're ignorant to a lot of the stuff. And we think politics is a rich person game. Yeah. We don't know that. It's really like regular people. So I get introduced to these people. I guess I show well. They had openings for county council. Yeah. People that's running. It's like a 4-year thing. And the guy from the NAACP thought I would be a good guy. Now, here's what they're doing. They trying to run it's like a team of us. It's me and 5 other people. Yeah, maybe 6. It's like 5 or 6 of us. And we like running together. But, bro, this is the most diverse group of people you're ever going to meet. All with the goal of, like, wanting to help their county. So, like, we got people from here, people from Hazleton. And they all want to just do what's right by the county. They brought it to me. They said, yo, I think you'll be a good person to run. And I was like, who know me? I don't do politics. Yeah. But I guess I have a following. Yeah. And then when you add in like all the kids and the parents. That's like a big. It's like a section of the city that they need votes for, specifically like black people, minorities. Like a lot of minorities don't vote.
Yeah.
However, if they get somebody that they see, yo, listen, I know Coach Dame. He was in the streets with us. You know what I mean? He was in Coach Street. He was in the park.
Yeah.
I'll show them that it's not all bad. And I guess what I'm seeing now is what Daryl saw in me, and then he came to me and was like, yo, I think you should run for this. You got to get 250 petitions signed.
Yeah.
So
that's light work for you, Coach. You know everybody.
Easy money.
But but they know me for football.
Yeah.
So it's different now. I'm saying like, all right, let's talk politics.
Yeah.
Like, what you know about politics? And I'm telling them I don't know anything.
Well, here's my question. What are the main responsibilities of somebody who is in county council?
All right, so I guess we get like a budget. I don't know the specifics, the total specifics of the job position yet, because I'm learning on the go too.
Cool.
But we learn a lot about like property tax, where the money goes. Yeah. Like the money that the city gets and the county gets, like how it's divided, programs that we can run, like programs that were cut that we could probably add. I'm sure it's like a bunch of land out here. Try to build new things on. And I think our job is to keep costs low, but be progressive.
So you're going to be responsible for the allocation of money and how it contributes to our community.
That's a portion of it, I believe. Okay. I'm sure it's way more to the job. Yeah. But from what I was hearing, that's what I took from it.
That's cool, man. And that would solidify you more so as a leader in our community in a different way. Other like that, it's more than just sports at that time. Now you're a leader as a figure more than just an athletic coach.
Yeah, that's true.
I think.
I don't know if it was just me looking at it from the outside, but I feel as though like you are pretty well versed in that area already. Because like when I think of your name, I don't think of only athletics. I don't think of only football. I think of like how you are as a role model, how like you are to the kids, how you are as like a voice of reason, kind of like for our city. So like. Kind of like what you were talking about, I think like you kind of already are very suited for that position. I just don't think the people really know about it yet.
Nah, that's the thing. They will though. And the more I learn about politics and how the game works, see, I'm a get the information, then I'm gonna share it. Yeah. So now I can teach the younger generation, guys your age. I can go tell y'all, yo, this is what's going on in our local politics. Like we getting X amount of dollars. Yeah. This is going there. This is going there. These are where they're being cut. This is what we need to add. And you know me, I'm for the kids. So everything I'm doing as far as county council will revolve around helping the kids.
That's really cool, man. My girlfriend was involved in this thing for an internship. She goes to school at Villanova. Shout out to Lydia. And it's called Resolve Philly. Okay. So she was responsible for finding articles to give to the community to better their understanding of how to progress in terms of like your financial bracket. So so she was responsible for providing people with articles on financial literacy and providing people with information to programs so that people can get more involved in the community and more involved with networking with people and stuff like that, which I think would be pretty cool for our community as well on a smaller scale. You know what I mean?
See, that's what got like us, our smaller cities, like the small cities, we got to like kind of come together.
Yeah.
And I think Wilkes-Barre is like, it's getting progressive, but we need to be more. We still so far behind. And if there's some things that we can do like to help us catch up, because it's not from a lack of. Like people think like, well, the kid's just not talented enough. Or, no, man, there's some talented kids in here. Yeah. We just don't have the information. Yeah. They need somebody to give them the information. Or what I struggle with, if somebody explains it to me, but you talking like, so if we talking computers and you speak to me in computer language, I'm not going to get it. Yeah. You know what I mean? So sometimes you need somebody to break it down in, I guess they call it layman's terms, but I say in a language that I can understand. Yeah. If more people did that, more kids would be more inclined to get into it.
Yeah, there'd be a broader understanding.
Yeah, like from all we think is like politicians are like scam artists and everything is corrupt and it's so bad. But that's really not the case. It's so taboo. Much good. Yeah, so many people doing really good things in the community. They just don't talk about it.
I think it's like part of what you were saying before, though. I really think it's the transparency. Because, like, somebody like me, I'm not really involved in that ball game at all. So, like, you really only get to take things at face value or, like, what you hear online. There's really no, like, at least in my life, there's no political figures or political people around me that could be transparent, kind of like how you're talking. And you never really get to see it for what it actually is. You really only get to hear it for what you hear.
But I get what he's saying, though, because also we need people to explain it in a language that we understand as well, you know?
Because people could bring up a bunch of crazy terms like that you do not understand, and that's like for all people. Like I talk to very smart people all the time about some of these things that I have no idea what they're talking about until it's brought up to me, because it's just not in my realm of like my day-to-day life, my day-to-day activities. So a lot of these things are easy to just either avoid or to just not know about.
Listen, I struggle with it. They'll say some of this political stuff, and I said, look, and then after it's over, I'll go back to somebody else. I'm like, all right, I need you to explain this to me a little bit better, like, or in the language I speak. And I can, like, I'll transfer the information to people they need.
So, Coach, I got this question. So, how do you think that that'll affect your time and what you're giving your time to? Because this seems like it's going to be a new chapter in your life and a new phase that you're getting yourself into. So, how do you think this will affect your life?
All right, so this is like a perfect transition. God work in mysterious ways. But this was going to be my last year coaching youth football anyway.
Really?
I had already planned on, like, walking away from the youth football game.
Whoa.
Not totally, but my daughter's starting to play basketball. I plan on winning this election.
Yeah.
Like, some things got to get cut out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sacrifice.
And unfortunately, I can't be all in, hands-on with the youth football, which I knew. I want to assume a bigger role in the high school too, so I was going to have to take a step back. So this was all happening anyway. Yeah. But some things just got to get sacrificed.
Yeah.
And for now, it'll be like my day-to-day work with the youth as far as football. Yeah. I'll still be around the program. I'll still recruit kids for them. I'll still
Now, is it staying the same, like in terms of like your Wolverines? Like, is that solidified? Is that staying?
Yeah, they'll still exist.
Okay.
My wife will still be the president. I'll just take a step back.
Yeah.
But it's for a greater good, because now I'll be able to go try to find some money to help these kids, like not have to pay for it.
Was that a hard decision to come to? Because that seems like for so long that was like that was your thing, Coach Dame. Like when I think of you, I think
he'll
of
forever
Dame Saxon.
be Coach Dame.
Yeah, forever. Coach
Even
Dame.
if he's president one day, I'm still calling him Coach
Dame.
Coach Dame.
So it wasn't. It was easy. I mean, I don't hold on to things like that.
Yeah.
Like, so when I was done playing football, like my last game, I was good with it.
Really?
Like, I come to grips with things good. Like, once it's over, it's over. And for this run, it's a lot of like little BS that goes on amongst the youth organization, believe it or not. And it kind of steals your joy from it. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I got caught up in a lot of that. And I was just like, well, I'm wasting a lot of time arguing with grown-ups.
Yeah.
When all I want to do is have my kids win. And they get upset when your kids win, so.
Yeah. That's the classic, what do you call it? Like where the coach and the coach's kids, they get favorited. But I feel like you were never really like that. I feel like as far as I known you in terms of football, you never really played by the favorite code. It was like who's grinding, who's putting the work in, who's finishing that gasser at full speed, who's, you know what I'm saying, running the 40-yard dash top speed, who's doing that.
Oh, so I don't have no, like, I want to see all the kids do that. So I don't really have no picks. Yeah. But it's not the kids. Yeah, it becomes an issue like with the grown-ups, bro.
The parents and stuff.
I see the memes you share all the time.
Yeah, bro, it really be like that. Yeah. Now some of them be funny, you know what I mean, and a lot of times it's really like I can laugh at. Yeah. But just imagine I give a lot of my time to other people's kids. I'm away from my own kids.
That makes sense though, because if you look at it from, I'm not saying what you're doing is a business, but if you look at it in relation to a business, you know, you can't work in the business forever. You have to systemize it and then take on a bigger role so that you can contribute in a larger way. So your time as you are growing is becoming more valuable. You could add more if you just were more strategic about how you play with your time.
Yes.
You know? So
and time is like a big commodity.
Yeah.
I never paid attention.
The greatest commodity.
I thought everything was about money. Yeah. Nah, it's not the money. It's the time that you have. Like, so I got to go see my daughter play. She started playing basketball again. Yo, bro, it was the best time of my life. Yeah. Like, I never felt, I felt good before watching kids, but it's not like watching your own kid. Yeah. And I don't have the culture. Like, so now I could just be like dad.
Just be present, yeah.
I had a blast. And I was like, yo, this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
And now my daughter, like, she want to continue to play. She wants to work out. I want to be there to support her and not feel bad like, oh, but I'm missing practice. You know what I mean? So I'm going to give these kids my last year. And then it's my kids. And it's like The community. But to your point, right? So what I was doing this whole time was trying to get people similar to me that I could like lead this to, but younger.
Yeah.
Because like I want to empower really the young people. So I want to bring a new crop of young coaches. It got to be another me or 3 or 4 or 5 me's. I'll find them, bring them in. Now they can run the youth program.
Right.
And I can go to high school and start my reign in high school.
Yeah.
Bring some young coaches to coach to high school with me. And then eventually like, I don't think everything is like supposed to be for forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll do things.
Change is constant.
Right.
Yeah.
Kev, weren't you just telling me that throughout all the levels they won the Super Bowl on the youth program?
I don't know if it was every single level, but it was like at least 3 of them, right? You won like 3 Super Bowls with the kids?
Yeah. All right. So the last 4 years, since 2021, I think, we've went to every Super Bowl and won half. So I think we went 2 for 4 2 years in a row. They cut out one of the divisions. And this year, all our teams went to the Super Bowl, but we lost one in overtime.
Dang. So you guys are the boogeyman's of the youth football league.
So so when you start winning, though, you know what comes with that. Like,
oh, dude, I hear it, too. I've heard it. Like, oh, that Wolverine league, man.
Yeah.
I've heard people really hating on that league.
They think we cheat.
Yeah.
So they call it, just on sidebar, like, let's just talk some really youth sports, youth stupidity.
This is the youth politics here.
Right, so
youth sports.
Imagine going to watch your little brother play basketball.
Yeah.
As a coach, right? And you see a kid, kind of big, a bigger kid. He ain't that good in basketball, but you know he can do something in football. And you say to him, "Dang, actually, your friend is good. Yo, you think he'll play football for you?"
Yeah.
That's normal to me, I think.
Mm-hmm.
No, see, that's called recruiting.
Okay.
So now, and that's what I do. But I get accused of recruiting. And then they accuse me of, like, reaching out to other people's kids or other people's teams and trying to take them. I don't do that. I don't have to.
Yeah.
Like, either the kids want to play for us or they have friends that play for us.
Yeah.
They see our Facebook and all that. Or they just want to be around what we're doing. So I don't really have to ask kids.
Yeah.
Have I gone to other leagues and got kids? Yes.
Yeah.
Some of these kids be miserable playing where they're playing at.
Especially when you're building. I mean, it's almost like you have to. And the entire idea of like the recruiting, what did you think it unplugged?
Oh, no,
you're good.
right.
The entire idea of recruiting always boggled my mind because I guess it makes sense in a way, especially at the high school level, because there would just be teams out there paying players or doing this, doing that to come to your school. But do they really enforce that like a youth level? Like you can't technically recruit. Like if I wanted, Coach Dame, I wanted you to come play for my team. You're from Kingston, but my team's in Wilkes-Barre. This is C team, B team, A team football. Like
it depends on how good the kid is what I'm really starting to understand.
That's crazy.
However, so if you never played before and you're from Kingston, you never played, and your first experience is with the Wolverines, then I can keep you.
Okay.
But let's say you play with Kingston, and I'm sorry for using Kingston because they're gonna take this as a slight, no slight to y'all.
I brought them up, so hate on me.
So if you play for Kingston, and then you say after playing for Kingston, hey, I don't like what they got going on over here. I want to go over there. Mm-hmm. Now, if you're a mediocre player, no one will care. But if you're one of their better players, then they'll say, hey, you stealing players. Well, no, it's just the kid don't like what y'all guys do over here. He would prefer to come play with us.
They want to go where the energy's at, where the culture's at,
what
where
I
the
look like
opportunities
telling
are.
kids, no.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't do it. I don't actively recruit. Like, I won't go to other teams. I want the league to be competitive as a whole. Now, it's another team out there, the Pocono Mount Thunder, the team that beat us in the regular season that freaking, oh, man, it almost shattered our dreams.
Yeah.
Because we finally proved that we was, like, beatable. It was scary for a couple people. Their organization, they went to the championship, too. So they sent all their teams to the championship. It was all their teams against all our teams.
Yeah.
They loaded. But when the lady lost to us, they got lady president. She's a freaking beast. She went out and she started getting kids.
Wow.
Yo, no, like, because she knew what it took to, like, win. And, then, like, all the coaches over there, they solid. They good dudes. Like, they ain't complain when they lost. Yeah. They ain't overdo it when they beat us. But they figured out, all right, we can't beat them. We got to get just as good as them. The same thing I learned. Like, I didn't think – I was getting my behind kicked for years. And I was like, yo, let me just figure this out. I start working a little harder. Let me, like, take the kids a little extra. Yeah. But, nah, man, see, when these guys lose, they try to say, like, we're doing something to break the rules. Yeah. Nah, yo, we just working hard. Yeah. I told them the blueprint. I got a blueprint. I do flag football. Y'all know 7-on-7. Y'all got to come to a game, too. So
I would love
I'll tell y'all about that at the end of this. So, bro, we get our kids together starting in January. They do, like, 12 weeks of working out. Yeah. Well, they'll work out 2 times a week. So now I'm getting 30, 40 kids together. Then we jump into 7-on-7. That 30 turns into 120. So that was 120 kids doing 7-on-7. However, out of those 120, I'm gonna say like 75 of them, maybe 80 of those kids all play for the Wolverines. So they all start playing together. So now you've been seeing this kid since January. Now it's June. So from January to June, that's 6 months.
Yeah.
You've been either working out or playing with kids. After that's over, they get a week off, and now they start conditioning. The second week in June, we condition 3 to 4 times a week. So now we still in the 6th month that you've been with the same kid. The season starts in July. We start the very first day you can possibly start.
Yeah.
Which is the Monday after the 4th of July. Some other teams wait until August 1st.
Yeah.
So now you're going to compete against me. My kids have been playing together since January. They've been a team since March, and they've been running since June.
Yeah.
You think you're going to put a team together in August to play us in 2 weeks?
Yeah.
And you guys are going to beat us? No. What I did, I tell the league, yo, let's all do this.
Yeah.
Let's do flag football together, 7-on-7. Let's do it all together. That way you get to work with your kids for like 4 or 5 months.
Yeah.
You get to work more with your skill players. They are not them all, but most of them rejected.
Yeah.
All right. Then you can't be upset with us when my kids have been together. And also, during 7-on-7, you get kids from all over because we don't have no boundary in that. Well, now, if I get a kid that's from Scranton that comes down here, the coaches that coach 7-on-7 also coach football with me. I like this coach. I like what he does. I like how he is 7-on-7.
Yeah.
Oh, you have a tackle football team too? Boom, we want to play.
Yeah.
That's how we get kids from all over. And then we just keep it going. But again, if I have my kids together for 7 months before you start and you have 2 weeks, it's impossible.
Yeah. That's insane.
No, it's not impossible because it can be done. But you know how much better your kids will have to be? And I'm sorry, at 9, 10 years old, all those kids is on the same kind of level.
Yeah.
Like, so everybody, you might have that one standout fast kid, but all the kids it's about continuity.
Yeah.
And for me now,
figuring it out.
It's the offensive lineman.
Yeah.
So now instead of having my running back play offensive line, I'm going to get real offensive linemen. So I got an offensive lineman right now, 5'10", 245 pounds.
Jesus.
But he's 10 years old.
Oh my God. He's like big as me when I was in high school.
But so nobody would take him before because when he first started, he couldn't really run.
Yeah.
Imagine being he was like 220, but he was like 8 or 9. So now I take him, I run with him. I have him working out. So now he's working out starting in January. He was starting in November. He went from not being able to run to now he can run a lap.
Yeah.
Not being able to get out of stance, and now he can get out of stance. So now when we started at 9, now I get him at 11. I'm going to turn him into a monster.
Yeah.
It's going to be no other 11-year-old that's really going to be able to stop him or get through him.
Yeah.
But he's been working for 7 months. And you got him going against a kid that just started 2 weeks ago or who was playing baseball. Our kids ain't playing baseball.
So is that what you would contribute your success to as a team and as a coach? Is it just outworking everybody else, or is there anything else that you would say is the reason that you guys are just more competitive than everybody else?
I mean, it's the kids. It's definitely like more hard work than talent.
Yeah.
Like the other people think it's just like, yo, you guys have a bunch of talented kids. And I tell them, no, my kids put their pants on just like you do.
Yeah.
Only thing is, when your kid is like, again, wrestling maybe or playing baseball, my kids is somewhere throwing a football.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So now, and it's great to play a bunch of sports. I'm with that.
Yeah.
I don't mind if my kids do. But it's just hard for you to get the advantage on my kids when they've been playing football nonstop and you
that's
kind
all
of
they
been a
do.
novice.
Yeah.
So how we get over is when we work, I don't say we work harder than anybody else because I don't know what nobody else doing. We mind our business. We stick to what like what makes us good. Like we want to be physical.
Yeah.
We want to run. Well, now we want to throw. And see, kids like they ain't throwing the ball like that at 9 and 10 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah, youth football, we never
that
do.
joint like 15 times. And now for my team, that you guys got to come to a game this year. So the uproar is, it was a kid from Sawyersville.
Yeah.
Really good quarterback. I met him at 9 years old. He's quarterback my 7-on-7 team the last 2 years.
I think I seen you post about this kid all the time.
Landon. I asked his mom, hey, what's the chances of him playing for me?
Yeah.
Her and her husband was the president and vice president of the Sawyersville Sailors. She was like, listen, as long as we're here, he's here. I respect that.
Yeah.
Like, no worries. She said, but we don't have an A team. So when he turns 12, he goes to Wyoming Seminary, so he doesn't have a junior high team. They don't have a junior high team.
Really?
She was like, you can have him. Now, this is something we set up when he was like 9, maybe 10. Okay, the time's come now. He's 12.
Yeah.
I go to his championship game. I watch him lose. I watch him air the ball out because his dad liked to throw too. They throw it like 20 times. But his kids ain't catching it. I was like, oh shoot, I got some kids that they gonna catch it, like, and they want to throw it. They want us to throw. My kids want, and I honestly think I got the best wide receiver in the city.
Who's that?
His name Orlando Williams. He lived down the street.
Oh, I know Orlando. I trained him at Fame.
He lived right down the street.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
all right, so that's my nephew.
Yeah.
He said, and this is the reason why I'm coaching. I would have been done this year. I'm sorry, I could tell y'all stories for days, but me and him had a deal about playing.
Yeah.
I got him to play one year, and he lit it up. He took the next year off.
Basketball player too, right?
Yep, real good basketball player.
Mm-hmm.
He took the next year off because he didn't want to play football.
Yeah.
But he was like, yo, this is my last year. I want to play, but only if you're my coach. I was like, cool. I'll definitely coach you. I get him. I get the quarterback kid.
Yeah.
I bring back my whole team from that just won the championship with B team. I bring all those kids back. I lose like 6, but they'll still stay down. But I return my entire offense and entire defense. And now I get to add all these kids. So I got a running back he been the best player in this league since he was 6 years old.
Yeah.
He broke his ankle.
Oh man.
He broke his ankle like in the playoffs of last year, so he couldn't play in the championship. But he comes back full force. I get that Orlando, my wideout. I get Landon. That's my quarterback. I got a real good running back named Caden.
Yeah.
He on the fence though. He a Pittston kid. He on the fence about if he want to play or not. But more than likely, I can get him to play.
Yeah.
But if he doesn't, but I got 30 kids signed up already.
Yeah.
We got a waiting list of like 7.
That's
maybe
crazy.
More.
That's
and
crazy.
I've turned away at least like 5 or 6 kids where I just told them, nah, I can't do it.
Yeah.
I can't take no more. You know what I'm saying? So we loaded and we have everything. And since I got the quarterback now, I'm going to throw it. My kids want to. I got a bunch of wideouts. I plan on throwing the ball 20 to 25 times a game.
Wow. Now, how do you a thing I always wondered about, like, your program specifically, is how do you keep these young kids committed? Because I remember, like, at a time, like, when we played mini football, it was like, that was the thing. So it was like, it was very hot. It was very fun to do. We were all, playing mini football back in the day, and we were all into it. But, like, how do you keep these kids committed nowadays with, like, technology and whatnot, like how it's going? How do you keep them all Fortnite and on the field? How you do that?
All right. Well, we talk about that. Because the parents will say, yo, dang, I want you to get my kid out.
Yeah.
That's all he want to do is play Fortnite.
Yeah.
So when we get him out there, we just push him. And really, I got to attribute this to the kids.
Yeah.
Because, like, the kids, they bought in. So now I don't have to tell the new kid, yo, you better work hard.
Yeah.
The kids will start to say it. You know what I mean? They'll start to, like, push.
Yeah.
They know what's expected of us as coaches because now we've been coaching these guys since this is, like, year 5 or year 6. So, like, really, it's like them. They do the work. We just set the baseline for how we were going to be. And since it's the same kids, when we ingratiate new kids, we do have a meeting. We tell the parents exactly how we are.
Yeah. Exactly
what time it is with the kids. Like how aggressive we're going to be with them, how much we're going to push them, how hard it's going to be.
Yeah.
And then we let the kids out. Now, I had we had one kid, right? He quit. We had to run one day. He missed. He quit. He just walked off the field, left practice. He came back the next day, which was shocking to all of us.
Yeah.
And was a whole new kid.
Yeah.
Whole new kid. That starts to happen. Like it becomes contagious.
Yeah.
Because now, like, our motto is, like, I got your back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, who got it? And if I say I got your back, that mean I can't, like, when you tired, I can't be tired too. I'm sorry. Like, nah, so I'm going to push you.
Yeah.
They all pick each other up. So it's like a team thing, man. The kids, like, they hold the kids accountable.
Yeah.
I just set the baseline.
I feel like at a young age, it's crazy that those kids are able to get a grasp on those kinds of concepts. Because it took me a very long time in life to, like, be able to realize, like, the discipline, the work ethic, those kinds of that. For me, most of that stuff came outside of high school, which I kind of, like, mourn on. Like, I wish I had more of that when I was in school, and especially like in the youth age. Like, if I had that kind of knowledge instilled in me at that young of an age, I think I would have been way better off now. I mean, luckily it came to me either way, but I'm always interested in that, to see how those kids, like, take that information, that knowledge, and how they actually, like, turn it into wisdom and how they live by that code and how they go about doing that. Because at a young age, I was not like that at all.
That's much deeper than youth football, bro.
Yeah.
As young men, we got to learn how to deal with our emotions.
Yeah.
And so having that outlet is extremely beneficial.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, what happens if they grew up and never learned that skill?
Yeah.
That's when bad things happen.
Yeah.
That's what we dealing with. Like, now, like, it's like a kid-wise, like, the young men can't deal with their aggression or their anger. And that's what makes football good, because, like, it's an outlet.
Yeah.
All right, yo, you upset? Yo, come out here. Like, you get to hit people legally.
Yeah.
You get 4 seconds to be as violent as you want. That's kind of what we be telling the kids too. But and we don't play. Like, this, like, it's not fun time. It's not like daycare. Like, you know how some coaches like to make things like super fun for the kids.
Yeah.
The problem with that is once you make it, then you turn it into like a game.
Yeah.
Nah. Like, the game is on Sunday.
Yeah.
The work is during the week. So now we make it like a work week. The kids know we structure it perfect. They know this day and that day, heavy work days.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This day, all right, Coach Dame, we only gonna wear like shoulder pads, like uppers. Is a little easier. This day, the kids love structure and they love discipline. Believe it or not, yo, like they be saying like, you know, kids don't like being, kids love being yelled at because it shows them that you care.
Yeah.
And I mean, how many times do we have a bad day? What,
too many to count.
So let's just say it happens. So out of the three of us, like it'll be hard for us. Like maybe on Tuesday you having like a rough one.
Yeah.
On Wednesday you having a rough one. Thursday. Well, now I got 30 kids, and it's like that for them too.
Yeah.
It's just when you figure out the kids, which coaching is like, you got to know the kids.
Yeah.
So I know when one of my boys having a bad day.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like I know when mom said he was acting up, when really like something just went wrong in school. He'll tell me that, and then we adjust to that. Like we don't.
Yeah.
Once something like that happens, now we become more like fatherly.
Yeah.
More paternal, but not coddle. Like I'm not hugging all on the kids. Like,
so do you take like the individualized approach with these kids, or do you kind of try to treat it like a lesson for the unit, like the lesson for the whole team? Like if somebody's going through a bad day or a bad situation, do you, like as a coach, do you take the individual approach, like try to be one-on-one with the kid, get to the bottom of it, or do you kind of use it as like a lesson for everybody, I guess you could say?
Nah, I'm getting to the bottom of it because you don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Like what's a problem for you may not be a problem for me.
Yeah.
So one kid's, I mean, we got daddy issues.
Yeah.
A lot of our kids. So sometimes it's like it could be as simple as one of our kids will watch another kid with his dad.
Yeah.
Watch the dad support him, and it'll make him feel like, dang, why my dad not there?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we all come together as a family though. Emphasize like family.
Yeah.
Togetherness, team, brotherhood, sisterhood, because we got girls on our team. Like we protect each other. So like that's like a big. But once you start like putting those ideas in kids' heads, they'll start to form the unit you think, and they take on the complexion of the head coach, or the guy in charge,
the leader.
So if they see me, I'm like, we have fun.
Yeah,
it's just after we work. You know what I mean? Like fun for us is beating the crap out of you.
Yeah,
I'm being dead serious. Like that's our fun. So like once we work hard all week, we want to go out there and show you that we work. I'm gonna beat you bad. Like I don't believe in like. I'll take a 1-point loss, but a 1-point win. But if I beat you by 1 point, I don't feel like I can beat you.
Yeah,
I don't like that feeling.
Out of 10 games, like how many of those will you win if you only win by a point?
Yeah, see, I don't like that. I need to win them all convincingly. So like, if I win 9 by 25 and 1 by 1, I'm cool with that.
Yeah,
but no, and my kids like they born in they be on the same time. Like, they hate losing.
I feel like all kids are like that.
Now you know what? Our problem was kids was getting cool with losing. Like it was starting to be okay. You go out here, you get whipped on. All right, y'all, let's just all right. Nah, we made it like uncool again. Like,
are you talking about like the old style of like Wilkes-Barre sports or Wilkes-Barre football, like the older teams, not necessarily your team? Okay.
Well, no, it happened to my team. It happened to me.
Oh, okay.
Like,
all right.
When I first got in this drink, like, bro, we was the laughing stock.
Yeah.
We was the mismatch uniforms.
Yeah.
Mismatch helmets.
Mm-hmm.
We would like only go out there with 12 kids.
Yeah.
So we would pray that like, and then our 12th kid used to go to the park and practice.
Yeah.
Like he wouldn't even come to practice. We would find out later on that he was in the park.
Yeah.
So imagine having that as your sub.
Yeah.
All right. We gotta go find kids. Like so instead again, like we ain't complain. We just went out and found more kids.
Yeah.
Begged them to play football. You know what I mean? Got organizationally like structured, and then we put it together.
So when was the transition? Because I remember on the last podcast we did with you, we were talking more or less of you stepping aside, or I wouldn't say necessarily stepping aside, but you weren't going to coach for the high school football team. But then somewhere along the lines that ended up changing for you. How did that happen?
Oh shoot, Tony Khalifi?
Yeah.
Ran into him, and it always shocks me when like people like him know who I am.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He stopped me. He was like, yo, you need to coach with the high school. I told the coach personally that you should. I was like, word?
Yeah.
Like, you think I should? All right. I met with the head coach, Cyril Cinti, who I think is a dope guy, by the way, man.
Cinti's a really cool guy.
All right, so he like, one of my favorite coaches. He's
really?
very sarcastic. Like, his personality is cool. He's old school, but he get what he don't get.
Yeah.
Like, so he needs somebody like that's closer in touch with the kids.
Yeah.
Like, he's getting more out of touch, and he's fine with that. Like, it's gonna come a point where I'm cool with being out of touch with the kids too.
Yeah.
I don't want to know they slang. I don't want to listen to bro all day long. You know what I mean? Drill
Mm-hmm.
music. I'm still close enough to that age where, and since he let me have my own relationship with the kids.
Yeah.
And once we spoke about that, and I knew that's what he was going to do, I was all in.
Really?
And then they treated me good. Like, when I got in there, well, you know, I had the kids. I already knew the kids. So, like,
absolutely.
the coaches it was funny. They all from Plains.
Yeah. That's how it was my senior year.
And I never really had a good relationship with Plains coaches.
Yeah.
Well, I did, but, like, you know, it was a competitive thing.
Yeah.
So I was like, man, they ain't going to like me. I'm the lone outsider.
Yeah.
I come from a rival organization.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little rough around the edges. Nah, they was, like, good to me from day one.
That's good.
And once we got in there, now it's like, again, once I get in, now I can help the next person.
Yeah.
And now I'm trying to expand my role. So they actually expanded my role a little bit more this year. And hopefully by next year, it'll expand even more. Eventually, somebody going to let me be the offensive coordinator or head coach. However, everything takes a little time.
Yeah, you guys got a couple killers on that team.
Oh, we're going to be real good next year.
What do you think your role was this year?
I work with the DBs and wide receivers, but more so it was just like crowd control.
There you go.
You know what I mean? So, like, when the kids will start getting a little, or when the coaches will want to convey a message in a way the kids don't understand it, now I can explain to them exactly what's being said.
Do you think there's a difference between the way a 9 and 10-year-old acts and how you have to go about being their coach to a rebellious high school kid?
Yeah.
And what is that? What is the difference? And how do you go about the difference?
All right, so for the 9-year-old, you kind of like, he in a molding stage. He still want to learn.
Yeah.
Like, so he don't know that. He don't know what he don't know. So now you kind of setting a blueprint for how he will be.
Yeah.
Most of the time, like with the high school kids, they've been that way for a while and it didn't go checked.
Yeah.
So now, like, I don't yell as much at the high school kids. Like, cause man, they grown, like close to grown. They don't want to be yelled at. They've been yelled at their whole life.
Yeah.
So it's just more talking. But I get to know, like, yo, what's going on in your personal life?
Yeah.
Like, I want to find out what buttons to press or like what you got going on. Because some kids be having situations.
Yeah.
Then you find out the situations. You find out why they acting out. And once they understand, like, oh, you ain't just here to yell at me. You really care.
Yeah.
Then that's when they begin to open up a bit.
And then now I can yell at you. You know what I'm saying? So I establish a rapport with you. I build trust. And now my expectations go through the roof. So now I'm yelling at you now because I got an expectation. But you're not taking it as me yelling at you. Because I've been so good to you.
Yeah.
I've understood the situation. I've talked to you. Well, you've talked to me.
Yeah.
You've explained things to me. So now when you get to know me, you really care. And then they want to play for you. They don't want to let you down. And that's how I get the rebellious teams. Those kids don't even be rebellious. They just be looking for something like they want to be a part of something.
Yeah.
And they want to roll. We don't like give them a role. We just give them expectations. Yo, I want you to do this. I don't never tell them how. I don't never tell them, like, if something comes up, like, I don't help them. Not me, but, like, they don't get helped and put back in the right path. Once they go off the path, they just get flagged away. Now I don't flag none of the kids away.
Yeah. So with the kids with the real potential, like the kids that you see that have real potential to go on and do big things in football or whatever their respective sport is, how do you help these kids maintain like the adult life in terms of going through high school, dealing with parties, dealing with women, dealing with
becoming young men
grades,
too.
Like how do you manage all that kind of stuff? Like when you see a kid with real potential, like how do you set the path straight for these guys, or how do you give them like words of wisdom or tips, advice? Like how do you go about managing that? These grown up kids.
Give them the consequences to the decision.
Yeah.
So I give every kid options. Like,
yeah.
Yo, you have options. Like, don't think like this is I tell you what to do, you do it type world. No, man, you have the option, the choice to do whatever you want to do. However, these are the consequences that come with it. And sometimes the kids don't never even get that. They just get yelled at.
Yeah.
And then they shut off.
Yeah.
And now once you start explaining to kids, like, all right, yo, listen, I get that you want to do this. Cool.
Yeah.
Here's what comes with it. So if I tell you as a freshman, yo, you can't be slacking off in your grades. Like, yo, 9th grade, 10th grade, those are the most important years.
X. Got 350s, man. You better get that shit in check.
Gotta get them. Yeah. Tell them, dude.
Nah, you got to X for real. You can't play around. Not your freshman and sophomore year. Yeah. Don't F off with your grades because that's at the, like, when the coaches look at your transcripts, they want to see that. So if you already set with a 3.5 and they come in after you, like the beginning of your junior year, now you qualify for almost every school in college. And that's now once they see that you can get enrolled in there, boom, they want to take you.
Yeah.
But if they look and see your freshman year, you effed off. Sophomore year, you effed off. It's too hard junior year to get those grades back. And senior year is just a waste.
Yeah.
You're not going to pass a clearinghouse. Nobody can give you a scholarship. Now it's Division III junior college or SIM. I mean, not SIM, but like prep school.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So now you eliminate your options. I lay it all out. Some kids don't get it laid out for them.
Yeah.
They just get told, yo, you're a bad person. Why you doing this? No, bro, you're not bad. I still think you're a great person, but here's the decisions you're making. Here's the choices that come with these decisions.
Yeah.
Do some of these young kids ever come to you about like parties or
all the time,
or like girl problems and stuff like that? And how do you lead them outside of academics and sports? Like just being young men and making good decisions in the world. Like, is there a difference between that, or is it the same? It's the same kind of model.
Nah, well, yeah, I want to say it's the same because I'll just be honest.
Yeah.
All right, so I was the kid. I was the guy that had a kid at 16.
Yeah.
So I can tell you about the dangers. Not the dangers because my daughter's not a danger, but I can tell you about the dangers of messing around with women early and then having kids and now trying to be a football player and a student. I speak from experience, which is another thing kids respect.
Yeah.
When it's somebody they could look at, they could see themselves in. Like, all right, yeah, I understand what you're saying. You know what I mean? I get it. But when they talk about parties, the drinking, yeah, I get it. I understand you're going to be young. And y'all know kids, when you tell a kid don't do something, they want to do it
First
even more.
thing they want to do,
So I don't. I make sure, like, I don't tell them, like, yo, don't do it. All right, bro, this is a choice you're making.
Yeah.
Here's the consequences to what'll happen if you want to drink more than you want to work out.
Yeah.
Or if you want to smoke weed more than you want to work out. Or if you just don't want to work out.
Yeah.
I was just talking to Naquan Johnson, our
shout out
our
Naki.
stud.
We just saw him reading with the kids at
My
school.
boy,
the other
man,
day.
yo, it's dope. We was talking about, like, expectations. Like, hey, man, when you go to college, it's like 100 of you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What's going to set you apart? Like, because while you partying, there's another kid that's working out.
Yeah.
That ain't being told that he got to work out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's his party. So you got to think about that. And the kids that really want it, they start to get it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But some kids, they only want to play football. Like, that's another thing. We got to be realistic with why kids are playing. Some kids don't want to play to go to college.
Yeah.
They play to get their aggression off and because they just like being around their teammates. Or they play because they don't want to be home and they want to do something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just a matter of getting them all together. But, man, we have all the conversations I have with the kids you wouldn't believe. I wish I could record something. For real.
You should write a book, bro. I'm telling you. You really should.
That's going to be, like...
That would be so fire. I'm telling you, it would be tough.
That's, like, coming soon.
I'd be in line. I'd be in line.
I would read that.
I would, too.
I've been bluffing with that, but I got some good stories to tell y'all.
I want to ask you, too. Like, if you had to sum up what it takes, any color kid, what does it take to be a leader?
Oh, shoot.
What does it take to be a leader? Not a coach, not nothing else. What does it take to be a leader?
Confidence. You can't be scared to look crazy. And like, you know how the kids be like, you look crazy.
Yeah.
Like, nah, the leader, he ain't scared of that.
Yeah.
He ain't scared to yell at you when the coaches won't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He ain't scared to go left when everybody else going right. I got that from Deion Sanders. That's my boy. But like that's what it. But what it take, I think you got to have a confidence, a certain level of toughness, a certain level of compassion. Dang, that's a great question. Confidence, passion, toughness, compassion, toughness, and you gotta be smart. You know what I mean? I think if you got those 4 qualities, like those are the makings for a good leader. Because kids respect intelligence, believe it or not. And you know when you're tougher than them, and toughness don't mean you could beat them up. Toughness means if I watch you get hit really hard, and you get up and you keep playing, that register with kids. They're like, oh shoot, like no, this kid ain't no sucker. Like
he could take it, right?
The will,
compassion. Because sometimes when like we always think our leader got to be screaming and yelling at people. Nah, sometimes it's a matter of putting your arm around that freshman kid and telling him, yo, you're going to be all right. That go miles. That go a long way. I say compassion, toughness, and confidence. You got to feel like you that guy. See, like we were like slaughtering kids for like being confident. Oh, you're arrogant. No, but like if you don't tell yourself you good, who going to?
Yeah.
You're gonna be waiting around for people who gonna constantly tell you how good you are.
Yeah.
That's the society we live in. I can't stand it. And I get a bad rap for it. People think like I'm so egotistical because of it. No, I just don't believe in speaking negativity into kids or into anything. So if you say, dang, how you gonna do in this election? I'm gonna win. I don't know.
Yeah.
What you want me to tell you? I'm going to lose? Like, I would never tell you. Yeah, I would never. I don't do anything with the idea like, I'm going to lose.
Mm-hmm. You can't. That's such a toxic mindset that people have because you're starting at the loss. You're starting at a fail. You have no groundwork. There's nothing there for you to build off of when you're just telling yourself from jump, like, why am I even doing this if I know I'm not going to win or I know I'm a failure?
Now, you know what? So I think some of these guys think they're going to win. They just think it's cocky to say it.
Yeah.
And I don't think so.
I mean, I think we all love the story of, like, the humble, stoic winner, like a Jalen Hurts, like quarterback.
Barry Sanders.
I can't stand that.
Really?
Yeah, no, I like Jalen Hurts. I think he's awesome. I do like the humble kid, too. But I don't think nothing wrong with feeling like you're going to win.
Yeah. Oh, no, I agree. I agree with you.
Especially not, like, you don't have to, like, badmouth the team. And I'll tell you this, like, I won't ever say publicly, like, my team will win. Like, when somebody's interviewing me and they say, who's going to win this game, I won't ever say my team will win. I always keep it political, though. You know, the team that plays the hardest, the team that does this, the team that does that.
Right.
But I'm going back to tell my team, y'all know we winning this game. You know what I'm
saying?
saying?
That locker room, yeah.
So I guess the humbleness, I'll keep it to the public.
Yeah.
But when I get back to my peoples, I'm not ever putting that in their brains, like, no seed of doubt. I don't believe in the seed of doubt.
I feel like in a way, though, that's what the professionals do as well, though. Because say you even take a quarterback like Jalen Hurts, like when he's around the press, that's what you see.
Yeah.
Like, that's just what you see face value. That's how these people act around the community, around the fans, around the people to portray themselves in a certain way. Not to say that he's not like that in any way, but like when Jalen Hurts gets back in that locker room is a different story.
I bet you. The kid, I bet you his team, like, they know he a winner. That's the first thing I I notice about him. He win.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You could put him in any situation. He went to 3 different programs. He finds a way to win.
Yeah.
You can't coach that.
No.
Like, that's an intangible you can't even, like, factor in. But that's like Will. That's why he probably a good leader.
Yeah.
Because he don't ever believe I'm going to lose. It's contagious.
I wonder where that mindset comes from, though, because I never had that loser's mentality or that loser's mindset. So, like, I always just feel like everybody else should have that same value that I do. Like, I'm very confident in my ability to achieve what I say I'm going to achieve. I don't know why other people don't have that.
Because they weren't ever that. So imagine being the 3rd string lineman your whole life.
Yeah.
And now you're the coach or a leader of a team.
Yeah.
Where you, like, where are you drawing from? So you only drawing from the last man like perspective.
Right.
So you don't know how to, like, you don't know what the superstar even go through.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's what happens to a lot of these kids. You're being coached by guys who, and not to say you have to play, like, because there's some great coaches that's never played the game. However, the guys that play, they have a different understanding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It definitely helps in the understanding
and
of
the
what
level
you're doing.
at which you played. Like, so if you was a role player, you know the game from the role player mindset.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Some of the superstars will make really good players struggles because they think the superstars think every kid should be like them, and it should be easy for them to pick it up.
Yeah.
It's hard for the superstars to really understand that, every kid learn different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which is why the really good players sometimes don't make good coaches. But, man.
Like Deion. What do you think about Deion?
I think he's the best coach in college.
Really?
So?
Yes.
He was a superstar, though.
But see, he got it.
Yeah.
Humble beginnings, though. If you ever listen to him talk.
Yeah.
He talk about, like, when he was little with his mom, like, mom never came to see him play. I think she only saw him play, like, 1 or 2 basketball games in his whole life. So he came from a struggle. He came from being alone.
Yeah.
He knew he was good, but he didn't have a whole bunch of people telling him how great he was. He just knew he had to work. So he comes from a worker standpoint that just ended up being a superstar. He never talked trash to people.
Yeah.
Like, they gave him a persona about how he dressed outside of sports. Nobody ever talks about what he was doing inside the game because you won't find anything bad. He did everything the right way. He studied. He over-prepared. He knew his opponents inside and out.
Yeah.
He knew every weakness. He just had the talent to, like, make up for mistakes most people don't. And that's why he good. See, like, and don't get me wrong, because there's some coaches, like, when you really come from humble beginnings, super down, been poor, like, I could know the game from the last man's point of view.
Yeah.
as a superstar, I can understand what he's going through. It's just harder for that kid to understand what the superstar going through.
That's probably how Deion felt because he had it from both ends of the spectrum. Like coming up, he wasn't the most loved kid. He wasn't the most praised kid by his family. And then at a different point in his life, he's the superstar. He's the talk of the town. Man. So he's experienced both sides of the spectrum.
He know what it's like. That's why I think he's so good. And he can coach all colors.
Yeah.
Like, so not to say some people can't, but like, he don't discriminate.
Yeah.
Like, a white player is not going to him saying, yo, I'm not playing him because I think Deion only want black players.
Yeah.
Like, no.
I wonder what that's like being coached by Deion Sanders.
I would have, if I had a choice, that would have been the only school I would even thought about going to as a play for him. Yeah, like, he speak your language.
Yeah.
But he tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, he ain't fun in games. Yeah. Like, anybody that'll bench their son for a championship game clearly plays no games.
Yeah. Is there any other guys like that? Like, any other killers that, like, were top dogs in the NFL that went on to, like, take up a coaching role? Besides Deion, I've never heard a story like that.
Yeah, what coaches do you know were, like, big time when they played?
Yeah. Because, for example, like, nowadays, like, if you're
assistants.
If you're a Tom Brady type character, you just go get a ESPN job. Like,
well, they just pay him more than they paid him for NFL.
Yeah,
$75 to commentate games.
That's insane.
Is that what Brady's gonna be doing? Commentate?
Yeah,
really.
Cool. But it's like what most people do. Like Greg Olsen, the Panthers tight end, he went and did that.
Troy Aikman.
Yeah, Troy Aikman. You have Peyton Manning and Eli now. They have their own show on ESPN. Tony Romo. Like all these guys are going to do that now. And I mean, if the money's there, absolutely. And I think, like, in a way, it keeps you in touch with the game. It keeps you, like, based. Because if Tom Brady didn't have football, who would he be? Like, if you just completely erased or not erased the past, but you, from this point on, no more football. Like, what kind of man would he be? You know what I mean?
Nothing.
You got to stay.
He's been doing this for the last 25 if you count college, like 25, 26 years is all he known every day. That's why he don't leave. Like, people think it's because he don't love his wife. No, it's not that. It's you get so addicted to the routine.
Yeah.
That once the routine stops, it's like, what else am I gonna do?
Yeah. He's lived more of his life inside the game of football.
Yeah, I don't know how to just sit at home and do nothing.
And how do you adopt
I think Eddie George might be the closest to being a dog, and now he's a coach.
Yeah. But
I would have said Ed Reed too, but I think I don't know if Bethune-Cookman got rid of him. I think they took their head coaching job back, but then rehired them. So I don't know. But if if Ed Reed get the job, Ed Reed is the
it's the DBs.
But you see how it's going though. They only going to like black colleges. They not letting them in them.
Yeah.
PWIs. And you telling me Ed Reed ain't good enough to coach anywhere?
So that's crazy because that kind of ties back into like what we started this podcast off talking about is like how political all these different spectrums actually get. And like it's football. And I know like football in America is insane. Like football is held to probably the highest standard. So it only makes sense that nothing but politics come with it. But it's just a crazy game to think that like somebody like Ed Reed, somebody like Deion Sanders will have a hard time coaching. And like you would think that those would be the first guys you would want on your coaching staff. They've been there. They played the game at the highest level, in the highest situations, the highest games. They've seen it all.
People like to hire. I don't even know if it's like a racist thing anymore, but it's just like people like them. That's why Deion is bringing up so many young black coaches. Like he's making it his business because you want to employ the people that remind you of you.
It kind of makes sense, though.
What you're familiar with.
Yeah. So they may know Deion. They may see what Deion doing. That ain't been the blueprint for the last 30 years, and some people be scared to buck that.
Yeah. And he's not part of the clique. Like, I'm sure, like, when you're, for example, hiring coaches for the Wolverines, like, it's people that are somewhat within your circle or within your realm that you know somewhat decently well.
You're trying to create a culture.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't hire, though. Don't say stuff like that, Kev, because then that'll really kill me. But when we asking people to volunteer for free. Yeah, man. But all right, so look, I go around. If I recruit anything, I be recruiting coaches.
Yeah.
Like, I'll go to a local basketball league, and I'll be watching how the coaches deal with the kids.
Yeah.
I went and got one coach because his team was getting beat by like 40 points.
Yeah.
He was coaching the mess out of his kids, even though they was losing. But he wasn't like yelling at them. He wasn't down on them. His spirits was like, you would have thought he was winning if you didn't know what the score was.
Yeah.
I went to him right after and said, yo, you got to coach football.
Yeah.
Like, we need more people like you around the kids. Can't have everybody like so bent out of shape when they lose. We need somebody that even when things are going bad, you can still keep stay upbeat. You know what I mean? And he ended up being good.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, you almost never see that with coaches nowadays. Like I just remember going to those like basketball games my whole life and seeing how like crazy upset coaches. And it makes sense because I know coaches come with the same passion, or at least from the same place of passion that the players come from. But some coaches get sick. Like they get
clipboards.
I was one of them. I used to be one of them. That's why I stopped coaching basketball for a while.
Yeah.
I don't know, it just make me so upset.
You think there's a difference to it though? Like, do you think you can master the art of coaching in terms of being able to take that skill and mindset and put it into every sport, or do you think it's very like the fundamentals you gain are only valid to a certain point in certain sports? Like, do you think you can go be, say, for example, as good as you are right now? Maybe not because you didn't play the sport, but like if you wanted to go coach soccer, how easy do you think that would be?
Oh yeah, no, I could do it. I did coach. I coached soccer for my daughter's team. Yo, I loved it.
Really?
Yeah, because it's like it's different. Of course, I wouldn't know the subtle nuances like a guy that played soccer his whole life would know way more than me.
Yeah.
But I can get the concept down. And now it comes down to like passion, especially if they little kids. Now you just got to get them to want to play.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I can get that down, but that don't mean I still wasn't getting pissed off. We was getting smoked by like 7 or 8 goals, and I want my daughter to score a freaking goal, and she won't, and she's crying out there. Yeah, but that's why when stuff like that starting to happen, I just try to back away from coaching because I mean I'm taking it too personal. Yeah. Some guys take it like too personal. Like this ain't. At the end of the day, this don't be my real life.
Yeah,
I love the kids, bro. I love coaching, but like I ain't thinking about this.
That's good, because I was just gonna ask you, like, that seems like a job in which there's a lot of baggage that you got to carry around, and a lot of that might come home with you. Like, it seems like that'd be the type of position like a job like that would put you in.
Nah, you know what's crazy? People they'll say, "Well, Damon, your wife's the president. Why you don't know?" Because when me and my wife get home, we ain't talking about the youth football. She know I don't want to hear about it, and I know she don't want to hear about it. You know what I mean? Like we done dealt with it for 4 or 5 hours. Yeah. Nah, that joint ain't coming home with us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We get home, we talking about the house, dinner. I try my best not to take youth football issues home.
Did that take time? Like, was it always like that, or did it take like?
It took time.
Yeah.
Because bro, I used to be unbearable at the losses.
Yeah.
Like it would be, for real. Don't even talk to me for like 2-3 hours. I need that much time. Yeah. I'm talking about off of youth football loss. Like
that's being competitive though.
Yeah. And then as the years go on though, but bro, I just learned. I used to like yell a whole lot.
Yeah.
I used to get these bad headaches. I mean, like I used to feel like I was gonna pass out. So I was like, yo, you gotta relax. You gotta stop yelling. Met a nurse. She was telling me like, yo, bro, that's your blood pressure rising. Like, you keep doing that, you can get yourself a stroke. When she said that to me, it changed. Like, and this was just like 2 weeks ago. I was like, yo, something gotta really give.
Yeah.
Now I've been steadily like getting off the yelling so much. I still like I use my voice now in different points. Like when I really need to drive a point home.
Yeah.
And then I try to like lead more with just talking and encouraging and being funny and joking. But when she said that, man, I really don't want to, because I could see myself getting that worked up.
Yeah.
Like, not every, basketball is different because it's like the referees. Like, I feel like it's me against the refs. You know what I mean? But in football, like, I don't argue with the referees. I don't even talk to them.
Yeah. It's
now more so me and the kids.
Yeah.
And watching them do good, like, but no, you almost kill yourself coaching. I had to take a break.
Yeah, your health is important.
Heck yeah.
Especially what more you can contribute. You can't just be, risking your own health on something that is trivial at the end of the day.
Very true.
Right? When you have value in other places.
And I can't be like putting myself out there. Like it don't look good having me as who I am.
Yeah.
Has that ever been a problem with you? Like, have people ever tried to? I'm sure they have, but have anybody online like ever tried coming at you?
Oh my God, yeah, heck yeah.
How you deal with that, or does it even really get to you?
So like a couple years ago, this guy said it. He said something crazy about like me coaching. After he did something stupid and got like arrested, he started like, and I was like, yo, I'm about to go find him.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to like talk on. I didn't even argue with him on Facebook. I was like, yo, I'm about to go to his face. End up having a mutual friend. I let it go. After years later, I ended up talking to this guy. Yeah. Just recently, I was accused of stealing money. I was accused of pretending to help kids and not really do it. And this guy was like, he said it online, and I saw him in person.
Yeah.
So I confronted him, like, because he said some other things that I thought was, like, over the top. Like, to me, you wouldn't call, like, I wouldn't call you an animal if I thought I didn't like what you was doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he started saying stuff like that. And then when I confronted him, he tried to clean it up. But he still tried to accuse me of, like, stealing. I was like, stealing what, bro? If I'm stealing money, I'm a hard boy stealing.
Yeah.
Because my car is like 10 years old. It got like 200,000 miles on it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't had a new car or even thought about. Bro, you see how I live? You be like, dang, how you doing this? You know what I'm saying? Don't forget, I got like 6 kids.
Yeah.
And a grandkid.
Yeah.
Where the money going? But see, he don't know.
Yeah.
And then I started to realize, people that's not doing what you doing, they gonna always have issue with what you doing.
For sure.
So he ain't doing it. Like, he spoke to me about the hours he work and what he does with his time.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro, that's your time is dedicated to you and your kid.
Mm.
So yeah, you going out there to coach your kid. I'm telling you, I'm doing the same thing, and I'm going out there to coach other people's kids.
Yeah.
What they don't know is, you don't know that the principal from elementary school will call me when a kid that he thinks I know is acting up, and I got to go to the elementary school and talk to him, even though this ain't my kid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They ain't gonna tell you that when kids get their bikes stolen, they call me, and then I go get their bikes back, and I take it back to the kids. They'll leave out all that. Well, one, they don't know, and that's stuff I'm not gonna talk about. Yeah. I don't think that's for them to know. So, accuse me of being a thief or whatever you want to. After that moment of me confronting him face to face, he was the last person I said, I ain't paying no more negative people attention.
Yeah.
Because, like, no matter how good you're doing, somebody is going to always have an issue with what you're doing.
I heard once that nobody who's really hating on you is ever going to be doing better than you.
Never.
Never. Almost never is somebody hating on you doing better than you.
Well, just think, how much attention do you pay that? The people do you even pay that? How many homeless people y'all really care about? And I'm not saying like the homeless people, but if let's talk about the guy who lived with his girlfriend. He live off her, drive her car. Yeah. How much attention do y'all pay him? None. None. You won't even notice that that's what he's doing. Yeah. But you might notice the guy that got like $1 million. Yeah. Because you don't have $1 million yet. Right. But once you get that $1 million, you ain't even gonna notice the guy that got $1 million. Y'all will be peers now. Yeah. You ain't even gonna look at the guy that's making 40,000 no more. Yeah. You have no time. So people that they hate, it's because they looking up. Yeah. Like, dang, I wish I could do that. I want to do that. Me, I just look straight. Yeah. I don't even have no time to be looking up. Like, my vision is good enough just going straight ahead. So I look straight. I notice everybody that's doing stuff. I applaud them. People think like that's insane. No, yo, you can support people who do the same things as you. It don't take away from you.
You think it's comparison? You think that's what it is?
I just think they don't got the guts to do it. Yeah. And when it's something you're doing that they should be or probably want to do, it got to be wrong. Yeah. And I think when it comes to like black people, they think all our money comes from like selling drugs or doing something illegal or doing something lazy. So like to have a black man out here now doing this for kids, they don't know. Yeah. They counting the money. They don't know that, one, I had to let probably like a third of these people go for free. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? What cuts it to the money. 2, I had to split it with a whole nother guy. Yeah. They don't talk about that guy, even though he's on my thing with me. They will never talk about him. I had to split the money with him. And like, we pay for everything. Like, where you finding a workout? They got a DJ there. You know what I'm saying? Like, we working all this, but
it has to stem from ignorance, I have to imagine.
Well, winning.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm telling you, that's what it really is. Like, and nobody likes the winner. Yeah. They want to like shoot you down. They want you to start back from scratch. Yeah. And what I realized with the youth is some of these guys, like imagine your kid playing a sport and he knows he won't win from 6 to 12. Yeah. So from 6 years old to 12 years old, he don't stand a chance of winning. Like, it's always an uphill battle for him. My solution is, why don't you do something about it? Yeah. Like, I'm not going to just take that sitting down. If once you beat me the first year, I'm going to try to do something to get closer to you next year and eventually surpass you. They'll just keep losing. Yeah. And then blame you for winning. And then they start to hate you.
Without taking any accountability for why am I losing.
Yeah, no. It ain't never what they're not doing. It's just you're doing something illegal. Well, in our case, it's us. Yeah. So they get on that time.
I never understood that mindset, man. Or like the why me mindset.
Don't even try.
I never understood that. I really didn't. Yeah. It doesn't make much sense to me because, I mean, I speak from myself. So, like, I can really only see it how I see it. When at least now, specifically now, like, every loss I think you take, you really just got to treat it as a lesson and learn from it. Especially ever since I started this whole journey. Like, we talk about that very often on the podcast is, like, the losses that you take, how you can really just turn them to great pieces of wisdom to carry with you going forward. It's never just a loss. Like, it's a win or a lesson.
Yes. I mean, how can you even, like, succeed unless you, like, effed up?
Right.
So you can't. Right. It's impossible.
Everything I've done, I've effed up 100 times before.
Yeah.
Like down to the close. Like I'd have messed up, and now like, all right, I made a mistake here. All right, for the next one, I'll fix it.
Yeah.
And then you just keep correcting it. So what you taking as like a downfall is really like just.
That's a mindset, though.
I don't want to do that again.
Yeah.
I want to.
That's a mindset. Like, it's not that people who aren't questioning their losses don't have that mindset. It's like a growth mindset. Like, all right, here's why I messed up. How can I be better?
Yeah.
How can I improve? That's not a mindset that everybody carries. Sometimes most people just blame and point the finger.
Oh my goodness, I can't stand it.
But I think it's our responsibility as people who are on our path and people who are progressing and we're looking to make change to have that armor to be able to take those shots and to take those arrows and be like, all right, this is what comes with it. You know, anybody who's trying to do anything formidable is going to get stones thrown at them.
Yes. Oh my God.
Anybody.
Yeah. Very true.
You know? And that's just what it is. I think that's just a part of it, you know? I mean, shit, bro. How many comments we got on our YouTube channel so far? You know?
Oh, my God.
These kids don't know shit. These kids are stupid. But you're not doing it, bro.
Yep.
We were talking about that literally, like, just before, like, when we got here to come, like, get prepared and get ready for this pod. Like, half of the people on there commenting, like, if you're commenting on pretty much anything, like, online.
On a YouTube short?
Yeah,
like, what
on
are you
a YouTube
doing?
short, like, I don't even care if it's positive. And granted, like, I love all the supporters. Like, anybody that got kind words, like, I genuinely do love that. But I have to think most of the time, if you're commenting on anything online at all, like, where is that really coming from? Like, where is that, like.
It's weird.
It is. It's weird to me.
Weird.
And I'm a 21-year-old kid who you would think, like, I got all the understandings of social media. I get where it's coming from. I get why people act the way they do. But that's one thing, like, hating on somebody online, that's one thing, like, on a long list of things I don't think I'll ever get a grasp on understanding. I'll never understand it, where it comes from.
I'm not even going to try. I don't get, like, tearing down somebody else.
No, I don't either. And if you're not happy with what somebody's doing or if you don't like what somebody's doing, leave them over there.
And you know how easy that is? Like, so if I don't like what you're saying, I just don't have to listen. People will not like what you're saying. Listen just to critique.
Yeah.
But you already don't like it. So you're looking for an issue in it.
Yeah.
When I would prefer to I'll just go on the other side of the room.
Yeah.
I don't have to hear it at all. I don't know, man. People wear it.
It's a couple characters easier on a screen. You got to type a couple less words. It's that much easier. It's that much easier.
I don't have the time, bro.
That's like really what it boils down to at the end of the day. Like when you're chasing something or like when you're chasing dreams or you're doing like what we're doing, it's you can't pay attention to that stuff because I think really what it is people are just trying to throw rocks at a glass house. But luckily, I think like if you're somebody like me, I'll speak for myself, like it's not that easy to bring me down. Like it's not like that's what we were just talking about before the pod started is that like I will physically never care what somebody says about me online. Like I don't know if it's my brain, how it works. It's just in person, yeah, that's different. But most of the time, like if somebody is writing a negative comment about you online, they would never say it to you in person.
Never.
And if it is like that really wild 1% that's willing to like really express some difference to you in person, then let's talk about it. And I bet you by the end of it, we'll be on the same page.
I don't think that person exists. Like, because they never, ever, ever say it to your face.
Yeah, never.
They will get online and say the wildest, most foul thing, and then see you in person and not say a word.
Yeah.
It just make me not respect them. And I don't want to give them my energy no more.
Yeah.
It's like I used to have time for it. Like, yo, man, I'm going to prove to you that like, my worth. Why am I proving to somebody that don't like me like what my worth is?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That was a big misconception I had in starting this whole thing is like, and I think I was young, I was naive, but a big part of me in wanting to have a podcast and to have a voice is so I could prove certain people wrong. But I think that's a very dumb belief. And where I'm at in life now, everything we're doing in terms of like business, travel, new guests, podcast, anything, it's all to prove the point to myself that I was able to do this all along, if that makes sense. Like
prove yourself right. You don't got to prove nobody wrong.
I think that's how you build self-confidence, man.
Yeah.
Is by proving yourself right.
Yep.
Doing what you said you were going to do or at least giving it a shot and trying your best.
Nothing feels better than that. Like setting like a plan of action, like we're gonna do this, and we need to do step A to get to step B. Step B gonna take us to step C. Yep. Like that's the game. Like, and that's like what I love so much about this whole journey that we're on is like setting these goals, like telling yourself like I'm gonna achieve this. I don't know how the hell I'm gonna get there. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but through the days you're gonna figure it out. You might figure 1% out here, 3% out here,
Yep.
10% out there. You're having a really good day. We might figure out 10% here, but then all that might come crashing back down. You just got to keep building back up. You just got to keep going.
Consistency.
Yes, sir.
Just stay consistent in what you're doing.
That's literally all it is. Ever since we dropped the podcast with you, we've aired an episode every single week.
I see. Y'all been doing it so good, man.
Thank you.
I can't wait till y'all really blow up and somebody throw some big money at y'all.
It's coming.
Yeah, we had to reevaluate at one point, man. We had some opportunities to make some money, and it wasn't as authentic as Kevin and I envisioned it.
Yeah.
You know? So it was like me and Kev had to sit back and like have a conversation like, yo, let's just not do it for the money right now.
Yeah.
Let's just try to be as raw as possible. Let's just try to create the best possible thing we can. And you know what? One day that's just gonna come.
Yeah.
Like let it just come on its own. Let it come naturally instead of, being thirsty for it and trying to monetize what we're trying to create. Nah, man. Let's just create the best possible thing that we can and express ourselves fully and let it come later.
Oh, y'all about to go crazy now.
Just check it. Yo,
he brought up a good point, though, because money is, like, very jading. And especially, like, when you're doing something like this, like an endeavor like this, that's what you always hear. And granted, a lot of the people that I look up to that got me into, like, doing these kinds of things, like, a lot of those people are ballers. They're making a lot of money. So that's always there. Like, the idea, like, I could become wildly successful podcasting or creating content or doing whatever. One day I could become wildly successful doing this. That'll always be there.
Yep.
But I think, like, I always use this phrase, like, I think if you're an overnight sensation or if you're an overnight success, good luck making it last. And I think, like, we've been doing it for so little amount of time. Like, I think in certain ways, like, we get a little too egotistical sometimes. Like, oh, like, we're the shit. We do this, we do that. But he's right. All it really took was a great reset one day. Like, look, we got to, like, really chill with trying to pursue all these different alleys or avenues to make us money, because really what it was doling the content. Like, it's like you're taking your brain off of what the most important piece of the whole puzzle is, which is, like, the content that we're producing, the content that we're creating. If that starts getting, like, twisted, or if you start giving less time and less water to that, then the whole empire is going to come crumbling down. You might make a couple $100 here, a couple $100 there. That's cool for the short term, but in this game, like, I know there's way more money than that to be made down the road. So let's just keep sharpening our sword, getting better at what we're doing now, so that one day nobody gonna be able to run with us. And we're talking to everybody.
Undeniable.
Yeah.
I think whatever y'all turn down, y'all gonna get times 10.
Yes, sir.
That's how I think it works. Like, especially when you're not in it for the money.
Yeah.
I was in it for, like, I wanted to make a boatload of money.
Yeah.
That was my dream. Like, I ain't have no aspirations to do anything else but make a ton of money.
Yeah.
Everything that I've really been truly proud of in my life then came with no money.
Yeah.
Like, down to this, like, even running for council, like, I ain't never want to do that.
Yeah.
I don't pay no money.
Yeah.
Running the after school program, nothing. We did it for free. You know what I mean? Like, the coaching, the Wolverines, like, everything that I got paid, like, with joy.
Yeah.
And, like, love.
Yeah.
Now, sometimes I go way further than cash. Like,
Yeah.
people, or you get to affect people's lives that you never thought of.
Yeah, I mean, you brought it up earlier. I mean, like, time is our most precious commodity that we have on this planet. That's one thing it really took me until really, like, I would say like a month or two ago to, like, really get a grasp on. Because I was very similar to you. Like, what you were saying is my entire life, I just thought that I had to be a baller. Like, I had to make all this money. I had to put on for my family. I had to do all of that. But now I'm really starting to realize, like, it's really more about the time that you'll never get back and the memories that you're really trying to make. Like, I don't get excited over little bullshit no more like I used to. Like, I want to travel. Like, I want to see the world. Like, I want to sit down and talk to the baddest people across the planet. Like, I'm really trying to make those memories into all, like, the old stuff, like, that we got to leave behind in Wilkes-Barre, like, in terms of being young and having fun. I turned 21 in December. I drank twice since then.
That.
And that's what I mean. Is, like, some people really do live for that kind of stuff, but that's not the type of time we're on anymore. And it's like, we really just got to keep, I don't know, staying consistent, doing what we're doing.
And, like, those people that are doing that, they going to start to, like, fade away. And then the right people going to just start falling in y'all laps. Like, the right people y'all need to meet. And, look, don't get me wrong. Ain't nothing wrong with a good time. I love a good time.
Me too.
But, like, when I get with my homies, if I realize there's more good times than productive times, I back away.
Yeah.
I don't care how close we are. I don't care how long we done been friends. I don't care how long we talk. I can't keep being around somebody that's doing something that ain't beneficial for them. Not at my age, in my opinion. Like, it got to be something productive to go along with the party. So if we ain't doing that, I'm by myself trying to figure out a way.
I think that's especially present in like our generation though, because if it's like you're not chasing something, that's what you're doing. You're drinking your life away. Or you're partying your life away.
Man.
Yeah.
Nah, nobody want to just exist.
Want to have a path.
Yeah. Until the rude awakening that'll come at some point when you're either out of college or you're no longer in high school or you're no longer doing these things, and then like life's real.
Yep.
Like now life real. Now I gotta
figure it out.
Find insurance?
Yeah.
Like, what the hell does that even mean?
Benefits? Like,
benefits,
what?
yeah. I got to get a job. Like, what does that even mean? Like,
right.
I think part of that problem is people set themselves back a few years in life when like they live their life that way. We started very early. Like, we started literally at the age of, I was 20 when I was 19 when I got this idea. Like, so like, and that's kind of like bringing it back to my other point is like, I don't want the success right now. Like, I want to really work for that. Like, I want to really get to that point and feel like I earned it, and to like know that like we were talking about earlier, like I proved myself right. But that's going to come later. If I was wildly successful and a baller right now, you know how much of an idiot I still am? And how much dumb shit I would still be doing?
I get it.
I'll be doing some wild stuff right now if I was a millionaire. But that's part of the learning process. That's part of the game is like, you really got to discover yourself in this journey that you're on too.
Yes,
like,
sir. Absolutely.
I'm figuring that out a lot day by day. It's like, who really am I? Who do I really want to be in this world? Do I really just want to be that guy that got $1 million in the bank account and I'm just buying Rolexes and driving Lamborghinis? And it sounds cool. Like, when you're a kid, like that's what you want to do. I want the newest gold chain and I want to drive a red Ferrari and I want to be in these mansions talking to these people and making business deals here. But that comes with steps. You got to like really earn that. Like, if that's really the life you want to live, it's not just going to come overnight. You got to really earn that.
You got to grind, stay consistent, and have faith. Like, I don't know, my faith don't ever waver. Like, when I got a vision, like, everything that's happening for me now, I think I thought about like 5-10 years ago. Yeah. You know what I mean? Except the political stuff, because I thought it was crazy. Yeah. But I wanted to help kids. And sometimes you don't have no control over how the path going to be. Yeah. Like, you just get the opportunities is what I do with each opportunity. So, what's what you do with each opportunity. Yeah. So when you win this whole thing, this county council. We having a party. Listen, I'm setting up something. I gotta invite y'all. Y'all gotta come to this.
Please,
absolutely.
So we having like probably like a fundraiser, because I gotta raise a bunch of money for this too. I'm having a fundraiser, but it's gonna be like black tie event. It's gonna be something real nice, groomed, sexy. You know what I mean? Nice. Like, of course, I'm gonna have a DJ there because I want it to be nice. And then when you're gonna get to meet me, I'll make an announcement. But I'm gonna have it like it's gonna be a great time. But you're gonna get to see like the diversity of my friends. Like, so you'll see, like, hold on, damn, how you know this person? Yeah. Or why would you even be friends with this person? And this is to show, like, throughout my time here, I've met a bunch of great people that's willing to support me on this endeavor. And I think y'all will benefit from being there. I think y'all can rub elbows with some people.
That'd be dope.
And I got some people that I want y'all to talk to, too. Like, that's just sit in this seat. Because y'all got something going on. Thank you. And they want to help. And I think it'll be dope, man. Like, it's some good athletes. It's some good people, good business people out here that should be sitting where I'm sitting. Yeah. Talking to y'all.
Say less, man. We can make it happen. But, Dame, I wanted to get into this before anything, bro.
Let's go.
So we just got done talking about some goals, some dreams, all that stuff, bro. I couldn't let you slide. Last time we talked about a school.
Oh, yeah. All right, so.
Where's your head at?
That's a good point.
All right, so the school's still going to happen. But what I'm gonna do first is we trying to build like a sports complex.
In Wilkes-Barre?
Yep. Bro,
I'm not gonna lie. Every time I drive past a plot of land in Wilkes-Barre, that's the first thing I think of, like the school being there.
Well, that's like.
So talk. Let's go.
So we want to try to build like a sports complex. Yeah. And within the sports complex, we want to like have enough space, enough acres to build a school. Yeah. Inside the sports complex, so that we can run all the programs. Yeah. Like, it's a one-stop shop. So when you drop your kids off at 7, 8:30, you don't have to pick them up until 7, 8 o'clock. And they'll be fed. School will be done. Yeah. Workouts will be done. You know what I mean? That's still happening. It's just going to take a little, which I thought was like all right, I want to start a school. Nah, it's like a year. It's like a year process. It's getting permits, which is another reason why I wanted to get into like the politics, because I need to learn all this. I need to meet the people I'm gonna need to meet. Yeah, that's gonna help me
investors
do these things
and all that stuff,
and get people on board. Like, it's a lot of people who want to do this. Yeah, they just scared. And when I start talking, they get scared. Like, yo, damn, I can't believe you saying this. Yes, because
That's the whole point.
If we started a school, do you know how crazy it would be? You know what I mean? Like, we could make our own rules.
Yeah.
But the school is still happening. I'm just gonna need like, I'll do another joint in 3 years, and it'll be for the school.
There you guys go.
Another
you heard
pause.
it.
Another pause.
I'm coming back to the pod in 3 years.
3 years, we're gonna be on episode.
Come back sooner, man. We
200.
Well, no, I'll be back, but I want to. That's how long I think it's
3
gonna
years.
take me to get the school up and running. It's gonna take 3 years, and then I'll meet all the people I need to meet in the process, and then boom, bro, we gonna be going. Like, y'all gonna come there and coach.
And yo, dude, that would be so cool, man.
I'm telling you, I'm only getting people from here.
Yeah.
Like, all the kids, like, all the kids I coached and met, like, throughout the years, I want them to be a part of this. Like, and y'all definitely, and y'all could do a podcast school. Like, y'all can teach the kids how to do a podcast, because that's going to be a part of this. It's like going to be a performing arts school, too. So it's not, so creators, because now, bro, y'all starting to wave. Now more kids like you going to feel like, I can be young and I can do this for a living. Who better than to teach them than two guys who went through all the garbage to get to the point where y'all at now, and y'all could tell somebody, y'all can help somebody avoid potholes that y'all.
That'd be so cool, man.
Luckily, that's something we really try to use our platform for. Is like my favorite phrase. Or like, it's the only phrase I've ever created in my, and it's not even something I necessarily created, but I love just trying to tell people it is possible. Because I literally came from the cloth where I didn't know what the hell I was going to be doing. This is always something I wanted to do, but it really just took a lot of things going accordingly and a lot of things happening correctly for me to really be able to do what I'm doing now. So that's like what we really try to preach to people that watch the show, is like, it's really possible. Like, it really is. It's more possible than you think it is. Like, I think we all like to look at it like when you look at like the top dogs and whatever your respective field is, it's very easy to think like, oh, they're just in a different world than me. I can never be as big as those people. But it really just takes you like picking up the mic or picking up your phone or picking up your computer or anything, a football, anything, and really just diversifying yourself into that world until you really realize that like those people are really only one connection away from you, especially if you're in that field. So really all it takes is a couple yeses, a couple phone calls, a couple of this, a couple of that, until you really meet and get to be around these people that you admire so dearly. And just basically is way more possible than you think it is to do.
Everybody started from one thing.
Yeah. One idea.
It's not like somebody just jumped in and was like, oh, I'm super famous like that, get rich overnight. Like, no, it might happen. That's not the norm. Somebody had to start from somewhere as a nobody, and then they built it to somebody.
Yeah.
They stay consistent. I think as long as you stay consistent, y'all will be right where y'all need to be. I know that's what I'm going to do.
Hell yeah.
Everything is happening for me in steps.
Yeah.
And now the steps I'm taking is going to lead me to go to school, which I'm not talking about until it's done now. Like, I'm not going to tell nobody else about it because they don't believe in it.
Yeah.
And you can't tell too many people your ideas because they'll put their negative juju on you. Don't let people do that, or they'll steal it.
Especially when you got a crazy mind like we do. Like, when you got like such a crazy mind like all three of us have, like when you tell the wrong person like something you're trying to, or when you tell most people your vision or what you're trying to do, they're just going to try to knock you down. It don't make, you're crazy. That doesn't make any sense. How you going to do this? How you going to do that? You just do it. You figure it out.
I like talking about it because I like inspiring people.
Yeah.
And I like getting feedback because I want to talk about something else other than like who better between Michael Jordan and LeBron.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or something trivial. I don't like having a trivial conversation.
Yeah.
Let's get into something like starting school. Like, what we got to do. Or like, what kind of business can we do?
I wonder what the sanctions are for starting a school. I wonder if
it ain't a lot.
Required curriculums, or I wonder if there's...
It's probably a certain amount of hours that needs to be done in each curriculum. But see, my brother, he just started a school down in like the Harrisburg area.
Really?
He was trying to put me on, but see, he did it for basketball. So
a basketball school?
Yeah, you don't need a big space for that. You know what I mean? You only need like probably a classroom. But he got a whole facility. But I want to bring that here. But I want to make it for sports.
Yeah.
Period.
That's such a bold idea, Coach.
Like, watch how many, you know how many kids just don't want to sit there and listen to somebody talk for 45 minutes?
Yeah.
Pretty much all of them.
Pretty much
unless like you're there for academics.
The ADD generation, like where they can't take you talking for 45 minutes. So now I condense that. They taking the SATs out of like you getting into college and getting scholarships.
Yeah. Really?
So now all I gotta do is make sure you meet the academic requirements. Your GPA is good. But we're gonna use the school to like teach the kids other skills.
Yeah.
So now they're gonna leave and go to college if they want to, not because they have to. and not because they feel like that's their only option. You know what I mean? Because we trying to build like entrepreneurs too, creators.
That's such a crazy idea.
How cool would that be?
Yeah, because nobody think it can happen. But I got music people too. Like I just talk to this is how my world works. So I walk in the bank. I see this lady I always see in the bank. She works there. She asked me if I know her dad. I can't remember what her dad name is. Yeah, sure as mess. I know her dad. He wants to help me. Like he want to start a music program. Yeah. Well, in my school, I want to have a music program. Mm-hmm. Boom. That knot is tied. So when I'm ready to start the music portion of the program, I go to him, who's already doing something like that. Now another guy from the community, another minority from the community that's willing to help out. All the knots tie.
You always got programs like that in the big cities. Like you got performance art schools in cities like LA, New York. Like they're all around, but in the bigger cities, you don't really get that much attention when you're here. So it's almost like it seems like it's way harder to make it and to be successful in a creative endeavor out of a smaller city like Wilkes-Barre. That's why I think something like that would be so cool because, I mean, I'm also from the cloth. Like if you want to do it, you just got to do it. Like you just got to throw yourself in there and figure it out. But for the wild amount of kids that have that potential, they just kind of need to be helped in cultivating the mindset it takes to be successful in their field. Yes. Something like what you're talking about would
would drastically change our city.
Yeah.
Change the entire city.
It's going to shake the whole joint up.
Because how many people do you think like are going to Wilkes-Barre, for example, because that's the high school near here, that have like a creative passion, but they have no lane or avenue in which they can express it? And granted, like in my time being there, it seems like at least from when I was in high school at Myers, like they definitely made improvements. Mm-hmm. Like, I believe the high school even has a podcast. Like, they have their own podcast. Like, that's pretty cool.
They do.
They should.
It's like a news show, though. Remember that kid Josh was telling us about it?
But it's like, at least, like, they're trying a little bit more now. Like, when we were in school, like, an avenue like this didn't even really seem, like, there was no logical step. And even when we started, there wasn't, like, there was nobody that really helped us figure out the little nuances of, like, doing something like this. So, like, that's why I think something like that would be so cool. Helping with the basics, like, helping with the fundamentals, and then just letting you flourish. Like, if you're this amazing creator and you have this amazing creative mind and you feel that within yourself, maybe you just need a little bit of an extra push, or you need a little bit of help to figure out, like,
the freedom to create.
Yeah.
Without somebody beating down your door or being on your back or telling you, hey, you got to open this book because you need to get X amount on this English paper or something like that. Nah, you just need to create.
And schooling is obviously important, but it's like a lot of that stuff kids have a hard time caring about. And I don't know what necessarily causes it, because I know I was one of those kids. Like, I was one of those kids when I went to school, like, I did not want to be there. Like, I didn't want to hear none of that. Like, I don't know.
That's the norm.
That's just, and that's but the norm. That's what sucks though. Like, I feel like most kids go through that. Like, most kids feel as though they're forced to come to this place for 5, 6, 7 hours a day. Yep. And I just got to deal with it.
And the teacher's hands are crossed because they have to teach a certain curriculum a certain way. So they can't even be creative and make it, like, interesting. Yeah. And I mean, I'm sure it's some really, really, really great ones that do, but even their hands are tied with what they can and can't do.
Yeah, like, there's a level to it. Like, I luckily had a few teachers in my day that stepped outside of that norm of, like, this is just my job. Like, I'm going to give a little bit more. I'm going to impact a little bit more. But at that point, there's still a cap. Like, there's only so much you could do.
Yep. Well, now what we're going to bring to this joint is going to open up the whole area. We're going to put us on the map.
I wonder what LeBron's school is like on the inside. What is it? The school of greatness or something like that?
I Promise, I believe.
I Promise school, yeah.
Really?
I think that's what it is. I wonder what the academic aspect of that school is like.
Or how much it's, like, focused.
Yeah.
Like, because like I said, it's obviously important, but it's like, when you're trying to harness something else, I think that there's up to a certain point, there's only so much fundamentals in each respective subject that you can really gain. At what point is, like, learning things that is never really going to help you in your future? Like, you got to dead that and, like, really start to focus on, like, from, like, 11th and 12th grade, like, those 2 years, I feel like is when you should really be honing, like, your skill. Like, what is your skill? That's when you should really be learning that out.
That's when I think you should really get into, like, taxes.
Yeah.
Learning about, like, mortgages and paying, like, buying houses or property. Learning about politics, but in a language that kids can understand. Yeah. Like, that's when we got to start teaching that. Like, doing current events, but, like, really talking about stuff that's going on in the world today that'll impact us. Because it probably was stuff that was happening that we just never discussed. Yeah. The teachers knew, but they couldn't even bring it to us. Like, just keep us dumbed down. Nah, some of that need to be brought to the light. Yeah. And with all this information, like, now the kids can get more information. So now, like, it can really be discussed. We can make some real change. And I want to make Wilkes-Barre, like, I want to make it like a stop. So
It has potential, man.
Once we build the sports complex, like we want to have something going on every weekend.
Yeah.
A tournament, AAU, flag football, regular football, like something to where it's always people come in so we can now put money into the economy. Now we create more jobs.
Yeah.
Now we build more hotels because now more kids got to stay out here. You know what I mean? And now our city gets more money. With the money, we could build more things because we need more state-of-the-art stuff. Yeah. We're just so far behind, man. Like, and not, I think there's a lot we could be doing that we aren't, but I'm going to find out how we can.
I optimistically feel like Wilkes-Barre is on a rise.
Yes.
I don't know if it's because of like
has potential,
the new realm that I live within, and like where I really get to see like the bold people from inside of Wilkes-Barre that are really trying to like do cool things. Yeah. Like maybe I just wasn't that involved in that niche prior, but it at least in the last year to me, it seems like Wilkes-Barre is really on the rise. And I think there's true amount of potential here. Like when we started this pod, like, or I'm not even gonna say when we started this pod. My early feeling in life is that Wilkes-Barre is somewhere you had to escape. Like you had to get out of here. Like Wilkes-Barre is a trap. And while a lot of those beliefs are still within me, like, and I still feel that, I definitely think there's a lot more potential now than people ever gave it credit for. Yeah. Like, why would you want to be a small fish, get thrown into a big ocean somewhere else where it's really just sink or swim? Or why not conquer your area first, show your area that it's possible to do these things and to work hard and to achieve your goals in your city where it's a little bit easier, and then stretch out. But like we can master this area. Like we can show the kids of this area that it's definitely possible to do what we're talking about. You don't got to just move out of Wilkes-Barre. And then we can make this place the creators capital of the world, or the athlete capital of the world, or that's a bold.
It could be so much. I got in trouble for that mindset by another guy we talked about, because I felt like, bro, instead of trying to go all around and being around all these other places, let's just dominate here.
Yeah,
let's make like right here like the best it could be. We could train the kids, we could work with the kids, like we can develop our kids ourselves. We don't really need to outsource. We don't need to go anywhere. Like we have all the potential, all the talent here. We just need to put more time into dominating here.
Yeah.
And teaching the kids, like, yo, you can be successful. Like a lot of these small towns, like Southern Columbia, you think it's big? It's nothing around Southern Columbia.
Nothing.
They have a belief. The kids grow up wanting to be in Southern Columbia, and they let them maintain that. The problem with our kids, right, is we get a lot of imports. Philly, New York, New Jersey. Right, so they don't really grow up wanting to play for Wilkes-Barre.
Yeah.
No disrespect to Wilkes-Barre, but like, I just had this talk with the coach from Lake Lehman. And he was like, well, the difference between our program and yours, they kids grow up in Lake Lehman, they want to play for Lake Lehman as a little kid.
That's right.
They want to be I think they're the Golden Knight. No, they want to be a knight.
Yeah. That's right.
From when they little. But we don't have that.
And that's like,
these kids.
Well, peep this though. Like, think about when you go into those towns and how supportive the local businesses are, and how the government is. Like, go Knights, and they got the kids' names all over billboards and stuff. Do you see that in Wilkes-Barre?
Nah, we don't. We don't rally around yet. It's because they ain't had nothing to rally around.
Yeah.
But I think that's something that we gotta like work on. That's something that we gotta get more attention. It's like, so we bring a lot of attention to the Wolverines from like Facebook. Believe it or not.
Stay hard. 7:00. Oh.
All right. Like so, like from Facebook.
Yeah.
A lot of people start to see that. But like we could do the same things in other aspects. Like the Wolfpack, they don't have nearly as much exposure as they should.
Yeah.
But we're gonna fix all that.
You think that has to do with them being new? Because I feel like my senior year, like the first year for the Wolfpack, it seemed like there was a lot, at least more hype behind the football team than it felt like when I was playing at Myers. Myers had like all the legacy, like it had the history, it had all that.
Yeah.
But at least for the first time in like recent history around here, it was the new thing. Like that was the new thing that was going on. So my senior year, it felt like there was a lot of hype. But did that like transfer? Like, did you feel like that was still there when you were coaching there?
No, I mean, like I think the stadium makes it.
Yeah.
Brings a little more.
It's live there.
But it's not kids like growing up. Yeah. Like,
yeah.
And maybe because the school still is so new.
Yeah.
You know, the kids, but we need more kids that's like, yo, I'm going to play for the Wolfpack at like 8 or 9.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They're not saying that. Now, part of the problem with the Wolfpack getting exposure. So you know, it's a social media game now. Like, so they need to see videos.
Yeah.
Like, people are more visual.
Yeah.
Well, yo, bro, our coaches ain't with that. They old school.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? No offense to them. I love them dudes, but they like old school, so they ain't into like the social media aspect and what it takes to like really promote the school and blow up the school. But boom, that's why you bring me in.
Yeah.
Because now I'm about to bring my daughter in. which I'm about to start my daughter her own media company. That's when I bought her like a gimbal. I bought her home.
That's tough.
And we've been practicing like her recording stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think the team will have a problem with me bringing my daughter in. I'm gonna have her shoot some of the practices,
Yeah.
recording some of the kids. So now we can start putting more videos out and then blasting all over the place. So now it's kids seeing Wolfpack everything.
Yeah.
Wolfpack all day long.
Yeah.
It'll make them want to be there. Now as a little kid, it'll get them something to aspire to.
Yeah.
So now they'll be like, yo, when I get big, I'm playing for that team. But it's just we got to catch up to the social media game because the basketball, like they do more social media promotion than we do for football.
I wonder why that is.
Well, it's because I don't think they even have a person, but because since you don't care about none of that.
Yeah.
And not because he don't care about the team or the school, but he never had, when he started coaching, like they didn't have that.
No.
Think about it, they prioritize that. Like imagine if the Wilkes-Barre area football team had an Instagram account and somebody who was consistently posting edits of them with a little baby song and their scoring touchdowns and stuff, and it's shared all throughout the
school. That would be hard.
Then it's like, oh shit.
Now we get to New Jersey, get to Philly, because now these people are sharing it back.
Yeah.
But it's just a matter of like, they ain't catch on yet, but they going to. Like, and I can't even be mad at them because, bro, if I haven't been doing something my whole life, I ain't going to just be like, all right, your social media is the way I want to do it. Like, some guys get stuck in their ways, and Coach been coaching for over 35 years. So, if 35 years, I never had to do that. I don't think to do it now. But that's why you bring somebody in like me.
It shouldn't even really be, like, the coaches shouldn't really even be worried about that. The coaches should just be coaching, and you should, I mean, you could, there's extra space on the sideline for somebody to be there recording.
But see, as the head coach, though, that's the stuff you got to be thinking about.
Yeah.
So that's why you got to have really good assistants because they got to handle the X's and O's, and you got to make sure you bring the publicity and the people.
Yeah.
You got to put people in the stands.
Yeah.
And then you got to make sure that the product is good to keep the people in the stands.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And keep them proud of what they're representing, right?
So while I'm in the school, I'm trying to find kids that want to do media. So
Yeah.
I'm going to the school. I will be going to the school, and I will be looking for, like, the media people. Or, like, you know how the kids talk.
Yeah.
Yo, who be really
I want to show
posting
you
the good
something real
reels?
quick.
I don't know if they would allow this, but I had this crazy idea when I was in high school and I played football that, you know how NFL does mic'd up?
Yeah.
Like how they, just
That'd
do
be
the
so
thing.
cool.
That would be crazy. All the stuff y'all be, nah, I don't think that. Because some of the stuff the coaches be saying probably would be like.
Yeah.
You might get in trouble there. That's where the editing comes in, guys.
Definitely have to edit that, but you gotta be dope though. Imagine a kid like, I don't know. Man,
I had that thought when I was in high school. Because like I said, this whole this mindset that I have for wanting to like do things on the media and create content and those kinds of things, I've always had that since a young kid. Like ever since I was a young kid playing the PS2, like I always wanted to do these kinds of things. So like when I was in high school, it was just another thought. But at that time, I wasn't bold enough. Like I would have never took that step back then. But that's why I'm playing to see. So whoever's watching this, if you play football, it'd be a good idea, huh?
I hope you could post a video right here.
Bing.
Right. But this is Mason Media. This is Josh Mason's
brother. I know that guy.
And he posts videos like this.
Yeah.
This is knocking.
Turn it down.
Oh, I'm sorry. That joint is crazy.
Yeah.
I watch Homeboy. I hired him.
You hired him?
Yep, to do my
Oh, that's cold.
He did.
Yeah,
he
super
did the
tough.
showcase for me.
That's
He
cold.
came and took pictures and videos. I had to hire Homeboy because his joint is nice. He do good work.
Yeah,
Yeah.
screen record that and send it to me. I'll try to put it right here. Bing. That's tough though.
Only thing is though, I'm about to get my daughter to do that. I'm gonna teach her how to do that.
Yeah.
That's sick,
And
man.
I want to have her own business as an 11-year-old.
That's, I mean, if that's what you want to do, like if getting into media is something you're interested in
That's
doing,
hard, though.
now there's no better time than now to start. I mean, I guess the best time would have been to get it while it was fresh and it was brand new, but this is the new era that we're in. Like whether anybody wants to admit it or not, or whether anybody likes it or not, social media is the new thing. Like we're in new times now. That's like what it is. So like if you have an interest in creating online, or you should learn the game while you're young. If that's your interest and you want to pursue that, there's so many different alleys, first of all.
Yes.
But it really just takes, like, you got to learn. Like, I say all the time on the podcast, I didn't understand how any of this stuff, like wires, mics, computers, soundboards, I don't understand how any of this worked when I started. You just got to figure all that stuff out. So it's way, if you're interested in doing it, it's way better to start at a young age.
Heck yeah. I just want my daughter to have something. I think she'll be good at it too.
That's cool.
And it'll bring more notoriety to
Yeah.
the school. Everything got to have a purpose too. Like I don't really do stuff just cause.
Yeah, no, I agree.
So like we had like me and my daughter been trying to figure out what to do because I always been thinking about like I want you to decide if you want to go to college or not. I don't want you to have to just go to college because you have to.
Yeah.
Like I want her to want to go to college, but in the meantime, like you can go to college as already having a career, already having your own money. So if by 18 you have your own money, your own bank accounts, your own business, and you decide to go to college, now you can go for what you want to go for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just take the classes you need to take. A degree may not be necessary. And I don't want you to think I'm pooping on colleges. It's just, some people don't have $250,000, and that's how much a 4-year school costs.
We do our fair share of that over here.
It's crazy. Tough, man. Like, I'm just saying the college is tough. And, and with school being so difficult for kids nowadays, you didn't want to turn them into college and then have them waste $40,000-$50,000 to go into debt.
That was my biggest turnoff with school. That was always my biggest turnoff with school because at the time, like my senior year, where it seemed like the world was ending, football didn't go well, academics didn't go well. I had half of a senior year. It just didn't seem like it was logical for me. I was basically gambling going to college. Like that was a gamble. That was a big risk you take. Like I'm gonna do this and I might potentially just lose my money and gain nothing out of it, which is ultimately what happened to me, but I didn't take it very seriously because I had other passions. There was other things I wanted to be doing. It just didn't make sense for me. But that's a rough reality that kids are faced with, having to deal with that. Like, because like I said, at the time, I wasn't getting no money for academics and I wasn't getting no money for athletics. So,
and then imagine the parents.
Yeah.
Like we already struggling to pay your bills, and now you got to look at a friggin' $50,000-$60,000 a year school.
Yeah, and I didn't.
A kid to get out and make a $40,000 job and then have to pay back. Nah,
for 10 years.
I don't want to like put that on my kids. Yeah. I don't want to. I'm not against college. I love it, but that's why I be so big on getting scholarships. But I make sure they know, like, it's a $250,000 investment. These people gonna put in y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if they gonna invest in you, they gonna want their money. They gonna want their money's worth. So you gotta. But while they getting their money's worth, you gotta get some out of it too. And that's that to get a degree.
Yeah.
Or learn something that you want to learn, and then take that, and then you go whatever you go with it. Like I don't even tell kids to go to the NFL. Like I don't even think that's like. I would love to have a kid that goes to the NFL.
Yeah.
But if you give me 100 kids that go to school on a scholarship.
Yeah.
I'll take that over one NFL kid.
Because at least they didn't have to pay for it, or they got the knowledge and the information. They were just more well off. Like
they want to do.
Ultimately, going to college, like especially if it's free, you'll probably end up being more well off than you would have if you didn't. But the problem with college is when most kids don't have any money to go to college, and now like that's what you have to deal with for the rest of your life is figuring out like how I'm gonna deal with this debt. Like what am I gonna do? And then like you were saying, like you're going to a school that costs hundreds of thousands of dollars. You're only making $40,000 a year. It's gonna take you a few years to pay that back.
That up. And you ignorant to the facts. You don't even know. Like, I didn't even know I had to pay back student loans.
Yeah,
that's ignorant to the fact. Like,
18, 17 years old. I mean, that's a big decision.
I believe.
And I'm signing papers saying that I will pay this money back for 20 years. And
when your brain's not fully developed, like, you don't know what you want to do or really who you are yet. And when I found out that was one of the only debts in the world that won't dissolve, even if you're bankrupt, like, that's, like, what really put that into perspective for me is, like, you can say, for example, start a business, run the business to shit, file bankruptcy, and pretty much all your debt and stuff at some point will just dissolve.
Yep.
But with college and student loans and those kinds of things, you can be in the worst position in life you've ever been in. You can be $0 in the bank account. Those loans are always going to be in the shadows. They're always going to be there with you. They don't dissolve.
You can't get a house, can't get a car like that. Yeah, man, I don't know if it's worth it sometimes.
No, I mean,
for the kids that don't, it's not really into school.
Yeah, that was me. That was me.
School, like, man, and look, you're going to be successful.
Yeah,
you're successful now. Like, there's no guarantee that going to college makes you successful.
No,
yeah, it's true.
And it's sad that a lot of people that made a lot of money, they ain't go to college.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like you need experience.
Yeah,
in whatever field you want to be in. So however you need to get that experience, you get it. This ain't a like trash college segment though. Like, so we not trash at college. We want kids to go to college.
Yeah.
However, I'm saying try to get grants and scholarships.
Absolutely.
College is a ton of money, especially if you're gonna go there and waste.
Coach Dame, I got a question.
Shoot.
So, how do you define success?
Doing something that makes you truly happy on the inside, like, and doing something that you would do for free. To me, if it's something that you would do for free and you get to do it every day, that's success for me.
Cool.
Having a good relationship with your kids, that's success to me.
Yeah, and your loved ones and your friends and family and all that stuff, for sure.
All right, so I'm happy you said that. See, I don't have that. I got brothers and sisters, but I really, like, focus on my immediate family because I'm so removed. Like, all my family far. I came out here alone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I've been living out here. Like, I don't have no family members. So everybody I met in my journey out here kind of became my family.
And you were like that from a younger age, like when you came here?
Yeah. I mean, I came out here just me.
So you kind of just had to build that for yourself.
Yeah, I ain't never had no problem making friends. But, you know, in college, you make your lifelong friends because now you becoming an adult.
Yeah.
So, like, your high school friends, they watch you as, like, the kid days.
Yeah.
But when you go to college, or you meet your, like, the people that watch you grow from a kid to a boy to a man. So I still, like, have those friends.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's what we all getting together this weekend for Coach G. But success is not, I'll tell you what it's not a dollar amount. Like, it's no longer, like, about the dollar for me.
Yeah.
Like, it used to be, I would say, you success mean you got, like, $10 million in the bank.
Yeah.
And you can go wherever you want to go. But to me, nah. It's being reliable, being somebody that people could count on.
Yeah.
Being trustworthy.
I think that's important to think about before making a big decision like college, because if you don't know your own definition of success and you're going there because you think that this is what's going to make you successful, I think you have to reevaluate. Or if you're making any decision that you think is going to make me more successful, bro, what's your definition of success?
Yep.
Is this what's making you truly happy? Or how about, would you do this for free? Right?
So everything I do right now, I was doing for free, or I would do for free.
Yeah.
Like, the stuff I get paid for my job right now, they pay me to do what I was doing for free.
Yeah.
Going to kids' house, talking to them about staying out of trouble, trying to encourage them to stay on the right track. I was doing that for free for 15 years. You want to pay me money to do it? I'll take it.
I think it's like almost impossible unless like you really get it together at a young age, at the age of like 17 or 18, to really understand what success means to you. Because I think pretty much everybody at the age of 18, like I said, unless you come from like a crazy beginning, like most people's idea of success when they're 17, 18 years old is like exactly what you said, like having millions of dollars in a bank account, driving the nicest, newest car, living in the biggest house. Like, that's how most high school kids, most seniors in high school would probably define success to you. There's not a lot of, at least in my time, maybe it was our small group, maybe, I don't know what it was, but at the time, like, the deep thought in terms of, like, what I really want to do to this world and, like, how I want to impact the world and what I want to do, how I want to give back, how I want to help, like, that's not what's going through the 18-year-old mind.
No.
So
they thinking about, like, well, you're impressionable. So now you're going by what you see on TV and what you're listening to in your music.
Yeah.
And everybody listening to, the same kind of, like, rap music. So
Guns and drugs.
Yo, that got to be success. This guy got, like, all these women. He has all these gold chains. It's just when you get a little older, you realize, man, I don't mean nothing. That guy's still miserable. And I stopped really putting a lot of stock in money when you see all the bad things that happen to people with money.
Yeah.
Like, the money don't make them happy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It may, like, help out with some things. They may not be in want, but, like, when you poor, you learn a different kind of struggle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think that's where your humbleness could come from.
Yeah.
Because it keeps you grounded. Like, man, I remember when I didn't have anything.
Yeah.
But when you always had, you don't know that feeling. It's like this, the bench player not being able to know what the star player feel like.
Right.
But when you start out with nothing and then you build it up to something, you got appreciation for the journey.
Yeah. That's so important for successful people. I don't even want to try to spitball the percent that I heard off the top of my head, but I heard it was somewhere in the ballpark of like 90% of people that like are the most successful people in the world right now came from nothing.
I believe that.
Yeah, how many millionaires are self-made?
It makes so much sense because I've only ever met one kid in my whole life who came from a successful family and is still out there doing bullshit, and it's Zach.
He's a dog, by the way.
Besides him, like...
Yeah, that boy's a dog.
I don't know. Everybody I know that's doing cool things or is successful in their own regard or is they're on these cool ventures or these cool arcs in their life. Most of them came from Wilkes-Barre, from a single parent or, if they're lucky, double parent household who didn't have no money to send you to college. Like, that's where most of these kids are coming from.
Yep.
It gives you perspective.
They just got dreams.
Yeah.
Some people follow them. And aspirations, too. Like, you ain't like a victim of your circumstances unless you want to be. Like, so it's stars in this city.
Yeah.
Like, I guarantee we got like an Oscar-winning actress here. We probably have like a Grammy-winning singer here, but it's nobody telling them, yo, you can do this. That's the difference. Like in New York City, somebody's always trying to, like, you feel like you're getting conned because somebody's always trying to tell you what you can be.
Yeah.
Yo, you can just do this. Yo, you do this, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Out here, it's more so people telling you what you can't do.
Yeah.
Or wanting you to, like, follow the same routine, get a factory job.
Yeah.
Get that pension.
Yeah, work there for 25, 30 years and then retire. Well, nah, bro, like, that ain't how the world working now.
Yeah.
I'm telling my kids to get it. Now I'm going to show them. But I had to go through not getting it.
Yeah.
So I went through all of being poor, and I'm gonna make sure that they don't.
Now you get
but
to
I'm keep them
instill
grounded though.
Yeah, that's all you
Give the
can do.
perspective though.
So that man, you guys are awesome.
You are too,
Telling
Coach
y'all,
Dame.
man,
Coach
yo.
Dame, this was a
Appreciate
goddamn
y'all, man.
pleasure, man.
Yeah, I'm happy we did this again. You're one of the more fun people out there to talk to, especially like seeing where your mind's at.
You know
Because
what
you're
we
on
should
the.
do? I'm sorry for interrupting.
No,
you,
you're
but
good.
We should get together like monthly or bi-monthly and just talk about ideas
We can kick it.
and
Let's
just
do
talk about how we can contribute to what each other has going on. Like, oh, you guys need, mics and you guys need a setup here, bet. Or yo, we need somebody to speak, Coach Dame. I need you to come on and
Come
you
on.
know,
Now,
or
we could
anything.
definitely get together because I want like I need people to see y'all and understand y'all. So when I just say, yo, I'm going to do a podcast for my like two guys that I coach, they don't really understand like the dynamic, but they need to really see like, yo, nah, they human too. Like they put their pants on just like you do.
Yeah.
That's the message I tell all my kids. Like to every time we meet somebody like of stature, like yo, they walk the same streets as y'all. Like yo, y'all eat at the same restaurants these kids be eating.
Yeah.
Like y'all are what's possible.
Yeah.
So now, man, imagine now it's kids looking at y'all at 21, 22, like, oh, shoot, I could do this too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hold on. Kevin Darrian was just at Angelo's or
Jerry's.
Jerry's. Come on, Jerry's.
My bad, so I forgot. I show y'all at Jerry's. They at Jerry's. I seen them. I eat with them. I can talk to them. I can meet them. And then, man, you would never imagine, like, the kid you would inspire just by talking to them. So I suggest y'all like share y'all story every chance y'all get, and encourage like the kids to do the same. You don't gotta preach to them and tell them what they need to be doing. Like just give them options.
Yeah.
But you guys are the future, and y'all gonna lead our generation into the right path, yo. And once y'all become the #1 podcast, I will definitely talk about how I was here when it started. Just
Yes,
so y'all
sir.
know. And I'm taking no credit.
Yes,
But I'm
sir.
gonna be super proud, and I'm gonna big y'all up every chance I get.
That's
Coach
sick.
Dame, that's
I'm
real
excited.
love, man. Real love.
Real love.
Proud of y'all, man.
Yo, when is this election going on?
All right, so May 16th, I think it's like the primary.
May 16th.
I'm gonna have my fundraiser joint. I have all the information laid out. That's gonna be in 2 weeks. Like we doing it in mid-April. We like throwing everything together. I'm gonna have a fundraiser. I'll make sure I send out the invites. I need y'all all to show up.
Let us know info too that we could possibly share and let people know.
Oh
if,
yeah,
if
once
need
I
be.
really announce, bro, I'm gonna
If
need
need
like
be.
we gonna talk about like voter registration because we gotta get more kids your age like.
We'll make a
registering to
video.
vote.
We can make a video
Heck,
too.
yeah, all that
Yeah.
would be awesome.
Pull up. We'll do like a little video or something. We'll shoot a video and
man.
we'll talk about it and we'll
I want
post
y'all
it.
to meet some of my constituents too. Like they good people. It's another lady named Brittany Stevenson.
Yeah.
Her brother named I think Darius. You would know him if you saw him.
Redguard?
Like, I don't know what his last name is, but he's a dope dude, man. And she is like phenomenal, bro. Like they told her like with 5 days, we have 5 days left to get the petition. She needed her 250. She had 5 days. She got them joints in like 2 days, like 300.
Yeah. That's
And
crazy.
she don't even live. She live out in Bloomsburg. She just get down here and she hustle.
Yeah.
But she want to help the community. Like it's a lot of people I want to put y'all on to, and I think we
Save
could
lives.
really share some ideas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, say
sure.
less. Maybe
Turn
we'll,
this joint
maybe if we do something like that, bring do a video. You could bring some of them or bring whoever you want with you, and
I
we
definitely will.
can talk about it.
Yo, want y'all come to my flag games too?
Yes,
Hold on,
let's
before I
do-
leave, yo, Liz, so look, I got the flag league. I got it at Coast Street. Now it's another flag league that's happening. It's happening down in Minor Park.
Okay.
It's Diamond City. I want to shout them out. They started this. They did it before me. It's a good idea. They down with Team NFL, Play NFL, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow.
It's a really good idea. It's 5-on-5 though. What I'm doing is more 7-on-7. I told you I got like 120 kids. We're gonna be out there every Sunday from 10 to like 2 p.m. Try to make sure the kids get 2 games a Sunday. We're gonna do an MVP. We're gonna do big trophies.
That's sick.
We're gonna make it like the hot spot. But that's a part of what we're doing to bring more attention. And Coast Street Park is my favorite park in Wilkes-Barre. So I want to bring all the attention down to Coast Street Park.
Cool.
That's
so make
sick.
sure y'all pull up, man. Not this Sunday, on April the 15th is gonna be our inaugural.
Oh, that's
We're gonna be in
sucks.
Dallas,
yeah, that'll be our
Texas.
first. Yeah.
All right, that's cool. That's cool because we going all the way until June.
All right,
First
nice.
week of June to be the championship. So just come down, just check it out. You're gonna see a bunch of colors because we're gonna have like the kids gonna be a different color shirts, man. We're gonna have this drink going crazy.
Okay.
For the spring.
So every Sunday from April
15th all the way until
June
4th.
Nice.
I think it's a championship.
We'll definitely be there. Come pop out. Come hang out with us. Come see the up and coming talent, and come see Coach Dame because Coach Dame's a savage.
I'll be out there. Look, I'm putting a team in. I wasn't going to, however, some coaches think that they like that, and I'm gonna show them they not.
It's just not sweet.
So
come on.
I got my team. We loaded. If y'all want to put a high school team in to rival my high school team, feel more than welcome. If y'all want to bring some kids to play my 10-year-olds too, my 10-year-olds is something special. And oh man, like y'all just come see the kids. I want to introduce y'all to some of these kids because man, like you'll see the future, and not just for Wilkes-Barre. Like I got kids from all over. You'll see some really good kids from Roman area, really good kids from like Scranton, really good kids from Hazleton.
I love to see the revival, Coach. That
got it turned up.
At both me and him, I'll speak for both of us. At one point in time in our lives, that was the end all be all. Football was like the thing that really, at least for me, I'll speak for myself in this regard. Football really shaped who I am as an individual from my early years to now. So I'm very happy to see, like, especially you, like, spearheading it and front running that whole thing, the revival. I know you're transitioning to doing bigger things now, trying to really help the community and those kinds of things. But for what it is, Coach, I'm honored to do this podcast with you, man. Appreciate you're a savage.
You're a real neighborhood hero, and we need people like you.
Listen, I'm just doing my part.
Yeah.
And Saxon, y'all trust. Remember that phrase.
Saxon, we trust. What is it on the gram? SS Dame 1?
SSA Dame 1. That's me on Instagram. On Facebook, it's just Dame Saxon.
Okay.
Remember the last name, though. Hey, yo, start using your last name, too. Your last name got power.
Tyson.
The first name is good, but, bro, like, y'all got to start really putting the emphasis on your last name. Y'all want to really leave a mark out here. They'll remember your last name and your legacy. That's why I'm really pushing my last name.
Boom.
And a lot of the stuff I'm doing.
Legacy. Come on, son. Dame Sax, go get his pod. Check it out.
Let's go.
Go get a podcast.